Hello, and welcome back to Xpwaste, where you will not believe what pets make the S tier. Hi, I'm Oxie.
And I'm Michael. If this is your first time tuning into Xpwaste, big old welcome. Thanks for tuning in. We're an old school RuneScape podcast. We're currently playing old school RuneScape while we record. So that kind of proves a little bit, right? I mean, I could not play Baldur's Gate while we record. Could not. I mean, I probably could play RS3. What else can we play? Animal Crossing? I don't know. There's a lot to do. If you're not new around here, welcome back. This is the bossing episode for the pets. And there are some
boss pets? Is that what you're trying to say?
The bossing episode for the pets. Because last week was the skilling episode for the pets, the skilling pets.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I feel like I have potentially killed every boss that we're going to rank at least once, potentially.
Not all of them.
I mean, not Zuck. I've gone into the Inferno, and I'm trying to look at this list here. I feel like I have. I've dipped my toes into almost every single one of these. If there's not, when we get to it, I'll let you know if I haven't done it. Wait, did we do? I guess Fazani's and Nightmare is the same. They're both the little nightmare. So yeah, I feel like I've done all of them. I haven't completed all of them. Anyway, how are you, Oxy?
Oh, I'm good. I'm chilling. Might as well give IRL updates first.
Yep.
Got a call from my doctor. My Achilles tendon is ruptured.
Oh,
it is completely torn in half.
That's crazy.
So surgery is the answer. I don't know when that's going to be, and I don't know how long I'm going to be down for or what the surgery is going to consist of, but it will be surgery, probably. Although I haven't met with the orthopedic doctors or done surgical consultation, but my MRI said it's completely torn. It's not going to heal on its own, which also low key, thank God, because if it did. If it didn't tear all the way and they were like, oh, it'll just heal on its own, it wouldn't. And I would just be forced to limp around for the rest of my life, which I really don't want to do. So as much as I'm not a fan of the idea of getting surgery, I don't have to just idly sit around and wait for something to heal. That's not going to the way I need it to. So
yeah,
it still hurts to walk all the time. But speaking of it's still hurting to walk, there's some good news. I got a belated birthday gift. My birthday was in July, and I got a belated birthday present from my co-host. And I would stand up to get it, but I'll probably just put a picture of it on screen because it hurts to stand up and walk. I got a picture of Verzik Vatour from, who is it? Is it what's the artist's name?
Mitchie Fox, I think.
But yeah, Foxes on Twitter. We'll put their link in the description. This isn't sponsored. Michael just bought it and sent it to me as a birthday gift, and it's super cool. We're not sure where it's going to go on the wall. It might replace the energy sword. It's super cool. It's the best way I can describe it is laser tag bowling alley neon color, black light colors.
Yeah.
And it's Verzik P3 with webs. It's super cool. Like I said, it's on screen, so you're looking at it right now. It's awesome. I love it so much. Yeah, that's what IRL has been.
Glad you like it.
Yeah, I really do love it. And I'm still able to do saber things too.
Are you?
Not really.
Sitting? I saw a picture of you sitting, which was hilarious.
I have done some chair fencing. The chair fencing is a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But no, I've been coaching. One of the people I fenced saber with, I've been not officially coaching, but we've just been reviewing some fundamental stuff. Been helping them with saber form and stuff like that. So I'm excited I can still do that.
Yeah.
But it's still hurts to move. We did our club cleaning day on Saturday. And I was in charge of sitting down for 3 hours and inventorying the weapons that we have at the club. Because I'm I can lift. The rest of my body works. I can pick things up and put them down.
Yeah.
It's walking with them that I can't do. I just can't move a whole lot. So I sat down, and one of my one of my teammates' birthday was on Saturday, so he brought coffee in for the adults, and I sipped coffee and inventoried the weapons in great detail. I know how many foil sabers and epées we have. I know how many right hand. I know how many left hand. I know how many 4s and 5s. I know how many 0s and 2s. I know how many electric, how many practice blades. Oh, we've got all the stuff done. It took a while, but it's finally done. And it's reorganized. We spammed the labels so the kids don't just like dump swords in whatever bucket they find.
Ooh.
So that IRL's been big chilling. Day this episode comes out, I get to go to a Hosier concert. I'm so excited for that. In game, we've just been hanging out. We've been doing a lot of Slayer this week. A lot of Slayer. I already have 99, but I was really going for a Hydra task. I didn't have any points to skip. So I Turiel boosted for a little while. And then Konar, I just got spooned. I think it was like 10 fossilized wyverns, Calphites in the Calphite Slayer Cave, which is just kill the babies, 3 rune dragons, Calphites in the Calphite Slayer Cave, 6 adamant dragons, and then like dust devils in the catacombs of Korend. So I got a ton of free points for doing like absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And I finally got the Hydra task that I've been looking for. Finally got the Hydra task. I got a 40 kill trip yesterday. It's my new personal record for individual trips is 40 kills. So that was fun. I don't pick up the bones. I don't pick up the bones at Hydra, which you're giving me a look like you're on a rebuild.
No,
you should.
It's only 400k.
Yeah, so hear me out, right? If you're at Hydra and you plan on staying for the long haul, unless you have infinite supplies but are also somehow down horrendously, the longer you stay at Hydra, the more of your supplies you have to, or the less of your supplies you have to use, right? I bring 2 divine range, an antidote, 11 prayer pots, and I think 12 anglers with a rune pouch, rune pouch, and a blowpipe. The secret is to blowpipe the red phase, hit 240s, then switch to your T-bow for that 80, and get a ton of damage done in like the same 5 ticks it would take between shots. Anyways, then maybe you can flame skip. I'm getting off track. In any case, I found that like Hydra drops restores range pots and sharks in such excess that like when I run out of my stuff, I'm still like I have like 10 kills left on the trip.
Wow.
If I don't get any more supply drops, which I usually do. So usually the limiting factor is antidotes. It's usually what yesterday I had to leave on 40 because I made a mistake and got poisoned on my 39th kill right at the beginning. So when I killed Hydra, I had like the poison ticked and I had like 7 hit points left, and I'm like, oh, we gotta get moving. We gotta grab our shit and go because we're gonna die here if we don't. Yeah, that's been my week in game. I did a little bit of raiding, but you know, I've got someone else here who can touch on the raiding for me. And now I'm doing monkey agility as per the request of the recording booth chat. But I'm running out of run energy on the monkey course. Am I supposed to? Am I supposed to be running out of run energy? Should I bring staminas with me? I've never done this before.
Did you not wear graceful underneath? Did you?
I have graceful.
Oh, you have graceful. I don't know.
This is the 13th time I've done this course. This will be the 14th completion. Am I supposed to bring staminas to this? Because it seems like kind of a waste if I am.
Oh, maybe
people are saying yes. Yes, you're supposed to bring staminas? Wow. This game sucks. Whatever. I'm going to go get staminas, and in the meantime, ask Michael how his week has been.
Yeah.
Michael, how's your week been?
My week has been pretty decent. It's finally under 100 degrees in Texas, which it's just been bonkers how hot this summer has been.
It's under 100 degrees here, too.
I think we had one day that kind of reset the counter sometime in like July where it fell under 100 degrees, but the going rate now, or like the counter was up to 50 days straight where it was over 100 degrees. And like I'm talking 11 o'clock at night, it's still 95 degrees outside. 11 o'clock. The sun has been down for hours at that point. So we are cruising into fall, hopefully, with this forecast. Let me look it up right now. So Today it's only 89 degrees. The high tomorrow is 88. The rest of the week.
Holy shit.
Listen, dude, that's a
Break
cold.
out the knit hats,
that's a
boys.
Cold breeze, my guy. Fear Garden, who lives near me, says, imagine walking out into 98 degrees and thinking, wow, it's nice outside. I did that yesterday. It's a like a weird thing. It messes with your psyche. I'm just gonna say, like, to rattle off numbers like 88, 83, 84 and think that's a cold front, it's bonkers. But grab your hoodies, boys. It's sweater weather.
Yeah, for reference, I woke up yesterday to go to my club cleaning day and checked the weather, and it was 50 degrees outside. And I went, oh, baby, sweatpants and a hoodie. Let's do this.
I wish, but Texas had other plans.
We're in the beautiful time of year in Michigan where, like, you'll wake up and it's not miserably cold, but it's cozy cold, like hoodie and sweatpants cold. And then as the day progresses, like right now, it's already hit peak heat at 71 degrees.
So nice.
We are for the next couple of weeks, Michigan is in the like prime time. And the best part of it is the water's still warm from the summer. Like the lakes and all that are still warm. So it's not like it doesn't get super frigid till like October. So you can still like have September beach days and like really enjoy yourself.
That's nice. That's real nice.
So I must suck to live in Texas, I guess.
It's not usually like this. I'm telling you right now, global warming, because normally like the first or second week in August is when it starts to like dip below 100, and then September it's probably in this like the low 80s, high 70s, but it's September 10th and it's like the second day where it hasn't been 100 degrees. It's absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's getting colder. That's all I really care about. So we can finally go outside, finally walk to the park, finally mow the grass in the middle of the day and not at 9 o'clock at night like I have to normally. And I don't know, touch some grass because it's not like I've seen videos of like people in Texas like taking a thermometer, like the laser thermometer to their grass, and like the grass is 130 degrees because it's just the sun is just beating down on it. I'm done talking about Texas heat, and I'm gonna talk about yesterday I helped my sister move. Like pretty much 8 hours, took like 8 or 9 hours. It was insane, but it would have been much worse if it was 100 degrees and we were rejoicing that it was only
done
92.
Talking about the weather, he said.
Well, I said done talking, and then I remembered the last point I wanted to make was I got to move and it was only 92, and I'm saying that like it's a good thing. And let's see, anything else IRL? Not really. In the game, though, I am currently 107K away from 92 mining. That means this episode, like during recording, I will more than likely get 92 mining and promptly park my ass at Amethyst. We are not leaving Amethyst until we have a nice stack to make arrows. TMD currently is doing the crafting. And then Oxie over there is doing the fletching. And so I'm going to mine the amethyst. TMD is going to craft it into the arrowheads or dart tips or whatever we end up with. And then Oxie is going to make it. And we're going to have quite the production line going for ammunition.
Yeah. I currently need, I think it's like
7,500
bowstrings to make the, like I have a ton of fletching XP banked. So unless I just like AFK... I think I can fletch use, so I could just AFK use for like a month and fletch all those, but I think I just waste a lot without having the bowstrings in my bank.
Right. Temple trekking it is.
Yeah, it might. I gotta get 70 prayer to do temple trekking so I can use the bird to rod legs. It's a whole big thing.
Honestly,
which means I gotta do Desert Treasure 2 to get the stuff for that.
I'm just trying to think. Wouldn't Zulrah be more efficient where you get the flax from Zulrah? Not on an iron, like not on the accounts that we have, but normally, because this isn't the strat. Like you're not supposed to just do a bunch of temple trekking. Normally, you would just get a bunch of flax from Zulrah and then do bowstring spell, the string spell from Lunars. That strings your whole inventory. I don't know. Is there a monster that drops bowstrings?
Yeah, it's temple trekking.
Besides
Surely,
temple trekking,
right?
is temple trekking the Iron Man? Speak up.
Surely temple trekking is the best way to do it. Surely.
Okay, Mima says blood velds, and I don't know if I believe
They
that.
drop like one
at
bowstring
a time.
Don't
Mima
do
just looked up
that.
the monsters that drop bowstrings and picked one. Surely. Temple trekking is meta according to my Iron Man brother. Thank you, Sudstone. Okay, well, I'm wrong. I guess temple trekking is the meta. To the temple. Yeah. Who's Shirley? Thanks, Taco Ninja. Anyway, temple trekking. Oxy's going to do a bunch of temple trekking. I'm going to mine a bunch of amethyst. TMD mined like 13,000 sand. So he's going to have a lot of glass blowing to do. And then we'll have amethyst arrows for our rune crossbow or our MSBI. Maybe we'll
Can
get
you
a T-bone.
fire amethyst arrows out of an MSB?
Yes. Why would you not be able to? You think the
don't
highest
know.
is rune?
I don't actually know.
Oh.
Amethyst arrow. What can it be fired out of? Can we use with any bow made with magic logs or stronger? All right, 6. So you can use them on an MSBI.
Nice. Yeah. So once we get the amethyst arrows, and actually yesterday, if you're listening to this on the day of release, Path of Gluffery came out, and there's a new magic staff that's supposed to be a little bit better than Iban's, but worse than like a Sang or whatever. Trident. So it's supposed to be between an Iban's and a Trident, and that might just be the ticket to some higher tier content for us boys here in the GIM team.
It's powered and presumably 4-tick, which means it's already a huge improvement over the Ibans, because we can now do content with like ancient magics and get like blood blitz and things like that going.
Yeah.
So ideally it's we can get ourselves a couple of them.
Yeah.
And why do we need powered staffs, Michael?
Why do we? Raids, Shadow Legends. Sorry, raids, Tombs of a Masket. If you remember from last week, we talked about breaking prestige on the account and what that means for us. And what that meant is that I had handcuffs slapped to my hands, and I was handcuffed to my desk, and I was forced to do raids with Oxie. I'm just kidding. I asked him, hey, you want to raid? Not realizing that once I sat down, I really wanted to play Baldur's Gate. But we ended up doing 3 raids. I think I got dung in 2 of them. And now I'm ranked. So if you look me up on the high scores, I'm ranked in regular KC at Tombs of a Masket, which is great. 5 KC, 4 dung. It's great. So whenever we did our big like 8-man raids, somebody told me you need 5,000 points to not get dung. And I think I mentioned that in the last episode. But I actually looked it up today or yesterday. Whenever we did the raids, I can't remember. I looked it up, and you only need 1,500 points, actually. So the point threshold is a lot lower. But you basically can't die. Like, I don't know that... Like, if you die in every single room, you don't have enough... There's not enough chance once you get to Wardens to make the points back. So you're probably looking at maybe 2 deaths and then staying alive pretty much the entire time for the rest of the ones to be able to get the points. At least that's what my account was able to put out. So it is
you gotta survive Wardens. Wardens will give you enough points to get it, but you have to survive Wardens.
Gotcha.
For the whole time. Because the one time you did survive Wardens, you got a reward from it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
if we get this powered staff, we get the amethyst arrows. That's just a little bit extra DPS, and like TOA gives you cache of runes, so blood runes and death runes would be coming in probably faster than we can use them. And just like the 3% chance at a purple that we had, pretty great. So did 3 raids, played a little bit of Baldur's Gate. That's my week.
We really, you just gotta spend more time in the tomb, because it's not an even spread of points. Because if we have 18,000 points at the end of the raid, I have 16,900 of them.
Mm-hmm.
or if you die, I have like 17,600 of them. So you got to practice more so we stay alive longer. Like if you can run deathless raids, you have some sort of chance of getting a purple.
Right.
Because if you don't, it's just a 1+1 for me.
Yeah.
Because that's genuinely what it is. Especially if you don't survive wardens, it's just a 1+1. So the more you do it, the more deathless you'll likely be. It's God, the 150s. They're an experience. We wiped at Akka because I egoed Akka so hard the other day when I was raiding with Michael, and it had 4 HP left, and I died at cum phase because I was like, I don't need to brew. What am I, some kind of bitch? And died at Akka. I was so mad that we had to like reset it. And I saw a honey locust in my inventory. I'm like, the hell is this thing? And I'm like, holy shit, this is the food you get from dying because Michael doesn't have brews, so he didn't turn the what's it called?
On a diet.
He didn't turn on a diet on. So I'm like, dog, I haven't seen honey locusts and silk dressing in like a year. Like I forgot what they did.
Yeah.
It turns out honey locusts also restore your prayer, which I did not know about.
Oh, that's pog.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of brews, our good friend TMD, shout out to TMD, just posted in our GIM group chat that he got 77 herb lore. So now he can boost for brews. Or he got 75. No, what level is brews? I thought brews were, it's 81. Oh yeah. So he got 77, so now he can boost for brews with a +5. It's pretty amazing. So now I just have to figure out a way to like feed him supplies so that I don't feel bad about him just making me a bunch of brews.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So what Michael's saying is he finally got a lackey to make him some brews so he can take him to raids when he goes with me.
And we can turn off on a diet.
It's not worth it for me to raid on my Iron Man because you have like half of the gear that I have. You have my B ring. You have some of my Barrows gear. Pretty much anything that's tradable, I think I gave to you.
Yeah.
And I think you mentioned you have 1,900 death runes. I gave you all my death runes. I think.
Did you?
I don't have any in my bank. Yeah.
Huh.
I just like slapped them in there.
You might have actually.
It's pointless for me to go on the GIM because I also don't really care about the account that much. So I'm like I'm the Fletcher of the group, and that's a fine enough role for me. But the problem is that the DPS spread between Michael and I's accounts is really, really high. So we got a strong arm TMD to come with us, and you guys can take some points away from me with purples on your irons.
Or I can just go to Dagannoth Kings and go to Barrows and get all my own gear so you can have yours back.
Maybe. Still doesn't solve the problem of not being that good on my Iron Man to do the content because my stats are shit. And I don't have a shiny new twisted bow on my Iron Man, so
it's like you just don't want to give up your toys. You go to. I don't want to go to my friend's house because my toys aren't there. You just want to play at your house, right?
No. It's like, saving up for your entire life to buy a Ferrari, and then choosing to drive a beater from when you were 16 years old because your best friend has a shitty car that he's really proud of and wants you to also drive a shitty car, so you two can drive shitty cars together in the dream cruise. That's what it's more like.
You just got to get in the garage, do some work on your car while you're driving your Ferrari.
See, that's the problem. Is why would I work on an old car that is really only there for formalities when I have a Ferrari that I could drive around in?
Oh my gosh.
That's what I'm saying. I do need a new goal on my main account, though. We've got to find something long term to do.
Max?
That's the problem. There's 2 paths before me on my main account, and it's get the Master Diaries or get a Max Cape. And both of those goals are fine, and both of those goals are going to happen. It's a matter of, when do I actually want to do that, though? Well, I've got to find...
The closer you get to maxing, before sailing comes out, the better you'll feel about maxing, I think. I don't know. That's just a thought. Because like,
I mean, it's gonna happen
no
one of
los
these
dos.
days.
Why not do both?
Surely it's gonna happen. Porque no los dos, because I've not had the willpower to go for masters. That's the problem. We tried to do perfect Baba the other day, Fear and I, the basic 150 perfect Baba.
Mm-hmm.
It took us like 7 tries to get it, because it's like Baba's an asshole. So like I just kept like, it kept doing that thing where it would throw the rock and then immediately spawn the shadow on the rock. So you're like, well, runs in the bin, you know, like what are we supposed to do now? It's like you can ring around the rosy and get to the other side, but like just wasn't quick enough, man. It took so many attempts. I was not happy with it. So I've got to do I've got to like do like all the other perfect Tombs of a Masket stuff, and like got to start going for like GM times. Because I've been advised to not even worry about the master times and just go for the GMs, because you'll get the masters along the way. So
true.
You know, we're kind of gear locked out of some master attempts, but we'll get there eventually. In theory, we just gotta keep moving. I don't know, but again, the willpower has just really not been there to grind it. I did accidentally get a Kriara master task the other day.
Wow.
The one where you don't get meleeed in a private instance. I just killed the boss and got it just completely by accident. So I'll do like smaller stuff here and there, but you know, I need something in the meantime to work towards. And who knows, maybe it'll be Karamja monkeys.
Wow.
For my thing. I don't know. I'm 40 laps deep so far, so we're definitely gonna get one monkey mog while we're recording today. But you know, we'll see.
So with all of the like TOA that we've done together, I only have 21 points until the medium combat diaries. And so I think because you remember whenever you did the Tombs of, or the Theater of Blood, all of those tasks, I think if I do that, then I'll be cheering into the medium diary, and that just makes Barrows way easier. Not easier, it just makes Barrows less annoying.
No, it makes it significantly easier, because you don't ever have to worry about prayer. You don't lose supplies. You don't get killed. Like it's easier. Easy's the right word. Yeah.
I mean, Barrows is easy with or without the hilt. It just makes it less annoying because you don't have to use your own supplies.
Easier.
Yeah.
So you were right the first time. I think it is easier with it, because I use the IUD on my main when I go to Barrows. So
yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm on my main. I could do an entire Barrows run and not run out of prayer, but it's just the principle of it, you know? It's just like having it be it's kind of a dumb mechanic, if you ask me, that it drains your prayer while you're just standing there. Like, I could understand if while the bosses were active, their little ghost faces would pop up, but like while you're just standing in the crypt, you're still losing prayer. It just screams 2005 to me. And
blow your mind when I tell you when Barrows came out.
Anyway, that's gonna be fun. So once I get the medium diary, my plan has been, once I get the medium diary, then I'll actually go and do Barrows, and that will be runes, armor upgrades, and we're cheering because I think all of the pieces that you technically get from Barrows would be useful in some way, besides some of the weapons and maybe like Torags. But even then, like, that's tank gear. It's tankier than rune legs, which has been my main legs for the entirety of my account. And I'm 76 defense.
Do you have tank legs that I gave you?
No, because I gave them back to you. When we were doing Desert Treasure, you were bitching because you were dying, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, here, take these back.
I was dying because I was bad, and I refused to take it because I was in a bad mood, because I kept getting shit on by the boss up beneath Cursed Sands. That's why.
Yes.
But pretty sure.
No, it's back on your account. I can go check the bank right now, live on the pod. I'm going to say
I'm not concerned about that. What I'm more concerned about is how well your rating progress has been this week from Sunday to Thursday.
My rating progress?
Yeah. So it's Thursday, right? And I want to know how many raids you've done since. I want an update on how the rating progress has gone. And you know what? I actually know a group of people who can help me with that. So let's just do a check-in. Let's do a PVM check-in, folks. At my boy and ask him how Tombs of Amasket's going.
Oh gosh.
Because hopefully he'll give you answers that increase every single time. Because we're gonna do some raiding this week, brother. We're going to do some raiding this week. The night the episode comes out, I won't be able to do any raiding with you because, again, I'll be gone at the Hosier concert. But tonight, tomorrow, Tuesday, Wednesday, we definitely can get some raid KC. And we're going to drag TMD along. Maybe I'll bring, I don't want to, patronize you, but maybe I'll bring shittier gear. I won't bring the T-bow. I might bring the T-bow for Wardens. But, maybe I'll, seriously, if I bring less effective gear, it's going to take longer, but you're probably going to get more points if you survive every room. So, just ask him. Let him know how it's
okay.
We got to update. The people need to know how the raids have been going. So
I think we need to compromise. Okay, so some raids, I say bring your main, that's fine. But I also want you to raid with your group Iron Man because by the time this episode comes out, we're gonna have the new staffs. I fully plan on doing.
You're gonna get it on day one?
I fully plan on it. Why would I? I mean, it's like a master level quest, maybe. I don't think it's gonna be that hard. I'm hoping it's not anyway. I mean, anyway, wait, hold on. I'm under the assumption that the staff is just a guarantee from the quest.
No.
Oh no. So
I'm pretty sure it's
the Is it the bosses that drop the staff? Isn't the staff a 2-part drop from the Slayer dudes? Oh my gosh. Okay, well, thank you, Recording Boot Chat. You just popped my bubble there.
Path of Glove Free. What's
so
this damn quest called?
I guess. So then I'll have to do a bunch of I'll have to do a bunch of Slayer. Wait, are they Slayer only? You can only kill them on task?
Dog, the quest isn't out yet.
Gosh.
We don't know.
The quest is out now.
It's not out not right now.
Right now? It is out right now.
Yeah, okay, so you get 2 quest points, 30,000 strength, 20,000 Slayer, 5k thieving, 5k magic, access to the Poison Waste dungeon, ability to unlock warped creatures, so they're not unlocked off the rip. You got to unlock them like Vyres or Red Dragons. And then access to a new Spirit Tree destination are the rewards. And then the new Slayer monsters have the new staff as a drop.
Oh, gosh.
You're going to do the quest. Here's what you're going to do, right? You're going to do the quest Wednesday morning when it comes out. But I have to work. Do it on mobile. Do it on whatever. It doesn't matter. You're out of the office for the hour. Don't do the no guide thing, right? Just suck it up and use Quest Helper, use Rune Light, because this isn't Desert Treasure 2. It's Path of Glove Free. It's probably not going to be that big of a deal.
Right.
Get the quest done and then spend the whole day killing these monsters. And what you're going to do in the interim between today and Wednesday, if you're online and I'm online, we're going to be raiding. But if you're online and I'm not online, you're going to be getting Slayer points because I imagine it's going to be like a 200-ish, probably less than 200 point unlock to get these monsters unlocked. So you're going to get these Slayer points already stocked up. So when they come out, you can just, bam, immediately buy them from Duradel and then just skip. You should Turiel boost throughout the time when I'm not online, so you can get 1,000 points stocked up. So then when it comes out, you can just skip tasks to get the new ones. You know what I'm saying? That's your game plan for the week.
What Slayer level are they going to be?
I think the quest requirement is 56 Slayer. You've got 70.
I have 71, but I'm talking for you. If they're 67, then you're not going to be able to get the staff. I know we're talking about
be able to get the staff. You want to know why I will be able to get the staff?
Because you're going to do the same thing?
Because my Slayer level's 99.
You're not going to use it on your main.
I know. But it'll be a collection log slap, so who knows?
Yeah. Oh, they'll probably put it in the Slayer log, and that's going to piss some people off.
That is Michael's game plan for the week. You got to check in with him, ask him how the raids have been going. Let's get her go. I got to get this man motivated to do content with me, folks, and you guys are going to help me do that. But the content we're going to do today, right in this second, right in this very moment here together with you, live on the pre-recorded
live
show,
on the podcast,
is the pet tier list. So you're gonna look at this like sick ass fade transition and like boom, right? Is it over there? Is it over there? It's one of these two directions. I'm facing.
It's over there.
But Discord inverts the camera, so I don't. It's one of these two directions that I'm
it's
facing.
over there.
Yeah, it's one of these two directions.
Wait,
the tier list is
Hold
up.
on.
Oh my god, the tier list is up. It's moving.
over there. Oh no, it's over there.
Okay, well, anyways, we're off to a great start. Tier list is back on screen. You might remember this tier list from last week's episode.
Hi, tier list.
So I've been requested to take the gloves off this week.
Take them off.
Because people were DMing me like, you let this man have some wild opinions
who
about
DM'd
some
you?
of the skilling pets. Folks were DMing me.
Them.
Like, you got to make sure no pets go in the B tier. Either they're great pets or they're shitty
Who
pets. Like,
DM'd
no more
you?
B tier pets. I will not oust. I will not oust the members
Oxie.
who have hit me up. I will not do that.
Nobody DM'd
That
me.
That said,
Cowards.
That said, it's game time, and we're gonna start off strong with
GWD.
the GWD pets, including Nex. We're gonna put Nex in there too, because we'll do the first four. We'll do the original four, then we'll do Nex.
Awesome.
Tell them that the cat got to G tier.
Where's G tier?
Is there a G tier, Mima? You mean B tier? Are B and G next to each other?
F tier. And maybe he meant F tier. There's no F tier. I mean,
There's no
cats.
to G tier. G is below F. That's why he's saying the cat's below that. Anyways,
FG.
so
I'm a funny Mima.
One of these pets I despise.
I think it's Bandos.
One of these pets goes right in the F tier.
You're ridiculous. You know that?
I am ridiculous.
Remember when we talked about the freaking plugin? The mute pets plugin?
I'm gonna find that audio. I'm gonna play it in the background.
Don't do
of this segment right now, so everyone can be as annoyed as I am with the stomping of these big ass pets. I want to put General Gardor in the F tier because of the stomping. I think Gardor looks cool.
It's not gonna happen.
it's one of the God Wars dungeon as they came to old school are some of the coolest designed bosses because it was during that like 2008 graphical transition. So even to this day, they hold up really well.
I would agree.
They don't look blocky. They look really clean. They're really well done, and they're very detailed. Like, looking at monsters like Krill and Bandos and Kree, they're really, really detailed.
Yeah.
For that time period. So it's not an aesthetic thing. I just hate the stomping.
And
the
you
stomping
can put
is a
on,
one-tick F tier.
You can put on the plugin and never hear it again. So okay,
where would you like to put Bandos?
Can I ask you a question?
Because it's hard stuck in the F tier for me.
Well, let's do it like this. Take away the stomp, like completely remove it from your brain. Where does little Gardor land for you?
Chaos Cleric says if a plugin is needed to fix a pet, it's F tier.
That's
like,
not the question. I agree.
Well, that's the thing. I don't mind the way they look, but I think it's so hard to separate them. That's why I'm asking where do you want to put General Gardor? Maybe we can find he's some sort of compromise.
He's
I swear to God, if the next words out of your mouth are a B tier pet, so help me God.
He's a chunky little boy. I like his size. Like, he's not small. Honestly, Bandos is like 2 stories tall, and if Gardor was like that tiny, like the size of your ankle, I would be pissed. But he's like, he at least comes to your waist of the character.
He's not grotesquely big, which I think is a plus.
Yeah, he's one tile.
Not too big.
He does stomp, but you can mute that and still have all of your game sounds on. It's very easy. Listen, like your idea of, okay, you're saying if a plugin is needed to fix the pet, then it's F tier. There's plugins that fix a lot of things, and this game is still great. Like menu entry swapper. Would you just stop playing because you need to have any menu entry swapper? No. So just download the plugin and put him in the C tier. I think he's B tier, but I think your opinion.
Vangor says, and I think you're opening up a can of worms of like because of Runelight.
This game is unplayable.
This game is fucking unplayable.
I wouldn't play this game without Runelight.
Menu entry swapper is Swamper. Menu entry swapper is Stonks.
It is
exactly.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna put Gardor in the C tier because it looks really cool. Like I love the way God Wars looks. Even to this day, I think it looks great. The stomp, it cannot be higher than a C because of the stomp for me.
Well, that's a good compromise.
Which I think, does Krill stomp?
Oh my gosh.
I genuinely don't know. I think Krill stomps,
How would
which
you not
hurts
know?
me because I don't have the pet.
Okay. But like
and
you
I
haven't
stomping and I teleport away.
Oh my.
You teleport away.
Dog, we have a clan hall.
Really?
We have Sears Village. I do most of my banking at Sears Village on 514. The amount of times I see clan members there, if you hang out on 514, you catch me at Sears Village all the time.
I'm gonna nonstop do bandos on my main account. I'm gonna get the pet and I'm gonna follow you around. That is my new goal for this game. Drop the GIM.
Fine then. I'm getting 200 mil fishing, and I am gonna make you miserable. I'm gonna do nothing but fishing and master clues. I'm gonna sacrifice the bloodhound, and I'm just gonna have the heron for everything.
Oh no.
I'm gonna have heron pet only raids, and you just have to look at like 8 of them bitches whenever we go places. Oh,
it's a battle of the pets. Somebody says Scotizo. Francine says Scotizo also stomps.
Well, you guys are going to be shocked where I want to put Scotizo when this rating comes around. So, Krill stomps, and that hurts my soul because Krill, I think, is my favorite looking of the 4 pets. Krill stomps.
Why did they
Where
do
do
that?
you want to put Krill?
Krill is
my
Krill is A tier. He is so cool looking. He is so cool looking, dude. Like, he is big enough that he's not small. Again, this goes for all the God Wars Dungeon pets. I'm gonna stop saying it. They're not small. Krill is also
Zillie's
probably Zillie's kind of. I mean, she's tiny though. Her character model is like the size of a human. So if they're big and imposing in the game, their pets are also big and imposing. So Krill is probably like a story and a half, maybe 2 stories tall, just like Bandos. Gardor, sorry. So he goes in the A tier for me. So wherever you want to put him, past that, like with that knowledge, I think Krill's awesome.
I mean, you know what the dead center between
A tier
A and F is?
and F tier. So it's what is that? D tier, C tier.
That's a C tier, baby. That's right in the C tier, and that does hurt because I really do like the way Krill looks. Krill
Ignore
is
the
such a chill.
stomp. Ignore the stomp. Download the plugin.
I can't, as a person, sacrifice my moral compass and put the stomp as high as you want it to go. I can't do it.
Well, let's this next 2 fly, so there's no shot they're gonna stomp.
All right, somebody in the recording booth chat, do any of you have the Kriara pet? Does it make a flapping sound, or am I crazy?
I think you're crazy, and you need to turn off game sounds.
I don't think it flaps. I don't think it does. But I don't have the pet. Although I would kind of like it.
It is a cool pet.
The wings do flap and the wind makes noise. At the boss it does, but the pet.
Does the pet make noise?
That's my question.
Does Gardor? Oh, hold on. Does when Gardor is walking around in game, does he stomp? Does he make a noise?
Yeah, I think all the big NPCs do have noises when they walk. I recently heard Hydra's footsteps for the first time. I didn't know Hydra made noise when Hydra walked. I was playing with music off last night, just like hanging out, talking to Doc, and it didn't sound so like grotesquely squishy like that, but it did sound like a big dragon stomping around.
Boom.
So,
boom.
Yeah. It also wasn't.
They need to hire me for. I need to be a Foley artist. Boom, boom. Foley is the craziest thing. Anyway, getting into the Flappy Boy himself, Kriara. I don't have this pet, and I don't see this pet very often. So it's quite rare. Or people may just hate it, and like it stays in the menagerie. But if I had Kriara, I would keep it out a lot because I think it's cool.
This is one of the few pets for me that is big that I like. Because I still think Kriara is a bit too big.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I enjoy the Kriara pet.
So what? A tier?
And I don't. I'm content to put it in the A tier
Sweet.
because I like it, and the more I've been doing it. Fear says Kree sucks to kill. Correct. Kree does suck to kill. I've been getting a lot of Aviancy tasks from Konar as well. So I've done I think like 80 Kree in the last couple of days, maybe like the last week or so. Just been chilling doing Kree. Because the T-bow does sometimes go burr. Not always. Not always. Sometimes you just get the dog shit beaten out of you for like 2 minutes because the T-bow just refuses to hit. But when it does hit, it's very nice at Kree.
Yeah.
Though Shadow, I think, is best in slot over there now.
Oh.
Shadow with Ancestral absolutely melts Kree. It's ridiculous.
What's his rank?
Shadow?
What's his rank? What's he rank run?
Oh, shut up.
Shout out to you, Shadow.
Shut up. Love that, man. Yeah, so I don't mind Kree. Kree in a duo is, I think, the perfect way to do it.
Would you lend me
Because
your
you-
T-bow and let me get 50 kills on my main? In a duo?
Huh?
Oh, I have Bofa.
You would take Chins.
Bofa's the best.
You would take Chins and Bofa because Chins will get you the kill over the T-bow.
Oh, okay.
Usually, if you're on task with Chins, you'll probably get the kill over the T-bow
I should
A good
unlock Aviancies
2/3 of the time. It really will make a difference. It's one of the few times where another weapon can go toe to toe with the T-bow and win. That said, if I crack off 70-70, you're not going to get the kill credit, but you're doing so much more damage with Chins to Kree rather that it's not going to matter too much. But I'm down to go because duo Kree is fantastic. Duo Kree is great because the splits are even and clean and nice,
Yeah.
beautiful.
The item
Once
splits.
once you start trying to split like a 30 mil item like 3, 4, or 5 different ways, I'm very much in like rebuild brain right now. So I like going to Kree with another person, but for the last couple of tasks, I've been like, I really should go by myself and go to a private instance and like see if I can get a combat achievement or two. And then if I get an Armadillo item, have it for myself. Like all 20, 30 mil of it is mine because I need that money going back into my account.
Money.
But I really do like Duo Kree. It's a good time. So I put Kree in the A tier.
Sweet.
So maybe we can do some Duo Kree, and you'll actually play on your main account again.
Yeah, there's no shot I'm doing it on the group Iron Man. No shot.
So yeah, if you could kill Kree once in your group Iron Man, I'd be shocked. Let alone 50 times.
Especially
I don't
with
think
in a duo though, because like you can't actually duo God Wars. You have to solo God Wars.
No, I mean you have me as a group mate. We would just sit there with diamond bolts and try not to die. That would be the problem. We get like 1 kill trips.
True.
So we have to go waste a bunch of time getting ecumenical keys, get 1 kill, and then leave. Because unless we have an excess of bruise, we don't have 99 hit
True.
points, so they're not going to heal us as much as they should.
True.
We're just like up shit creek at that point at Kree.
So you were
So-
talking about here, hold on. You were talking about making money, and I just wanted to pull up my stats here. So I've made 11.4 mil flipping in like the last 2 weeks. It's pretty cool. I've been flipping Virtus robe tops, which I think the profit is going to be coming to an end because with taxes, it's pretty like it's been hard to keep up the margins. But I've made out of that 11.4 mil, I've made like 7.4 of it with the robe tops. So there's a little flipping update for you guys. I'm logged into the main right now just so I can check my GE. Next up we have Zilliana. Now all of the simps in the chat will go S tier, no question. But I need some substance as to why you're putting the Zilliana in the simp tier, the S tier. She's not that good of a pet. She's in terms of video game characters quite hot. That's weird to say.
That's say it out loud. It's just
It is kind of weird to say out loud.
Crazy
Zilly
chat says silly double S tier.
double S tier. So like all-time fave? All-time fave. No. Stop with the ooh-woos. Oh my gosh. No, I would say Zillie's probably B tier for me. Maybe A tier. I feel like she deserves a high ranking, but I'm not gonna simp and tell you guys that she's S tier. I don't know. I just don't believe it. I really don't. I don't see the big. I know it's a meme at this point. It's only Chaos Cleric. You're gonna have to read that one. No, I'm not reading it.
What was your thoughts about Zilly?
Like it's more of a meme that people want to frick Zilly, right? Like, somebody's doing Desert Treasure in this Desert Treasure 2, and they're trying to kill the assassin at the GE, and they're dying. This is hilarious. Sorry to derail the podcast. Zilly for me is probably A tier. Probably A tier. What do you think? You want S tier, don't you?
So Michael won't simp. He'll stand his ground.
I'm not going to
simp.
simp.
He won't put Zilly in the S tier because he won't simp. I will.
Oh.
I like this pet. I think the pet itself could be a little bit bigger because I think compared to the other God Wars Dungeon bosses, Zilly seems really disproportionately tiny. So I think it's A tier. I'd be comfortable putting Zilly in the A tier, okay. But I think I think the boss is in the S tier for sure. But I think any 7.5 foot tall woman is in the S tier for me. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to find people who are taller than me because 5'6" is pretty large. But when they are, I'm like, God damn, how are you doing? 7'5"? Sheesh.
7'5". She's 7'5".
Dude, I don't know, but like our characters are 2 squares tall. That's 2 meters tall. That's like 6'6", right?
That's crazy, by the way.
Zilly might be 3 meters tall at that point, and that's a big woman.
Yeah.
So I don't know what you're supposed to do with all that, but boy, would I love to find out. But this is not a boss tier list. This is a pet tier list. I would be content to stick Zilly in the A tier.
Okay. A tier, fine. A tier, fine. Now, the last of the God Wars bosses. This is arguably one of the ugliest pets in the game, besides a little, I don't know, it just...
Huh?
I can't explain it in a way that it makes sense. It's not good. The character model for Nex is not good. I know this is what Nex looked like when it came out, but I don't know, man. Again, I can't explain it. So I'm going to take ugliness factor off the table and say that Nex is a really cool boss because this is the first pet in the game that could run.
Nex looks like grandma.
Nex looks like grandma?
And I think that sums it up pretty well. Nex looks like a really in shape old woman. And I think that's why it does kind of bother me a little bit. My grandma was a very in shape old woman. But I just like, I don't know where to stick Nex. Because like,
so there's some fun nostalgia.
Compared to the 4, it's that drawing of the horse. Where the first 4 God Wars dungeon bosses are the really well drawn horse. And then Nex is like the stick figure with like the smiley face at the end.
Yeah.
Like that's Nex for me.
But it can run. Can't the pet run? Is it the only pet that can actually, or am I just, is that just a, like a,
no, it can,
trick
it can
of the
run.
mind?
Nex can run. Nex, they started implementing the new pathing for pets with Nex.
Sick.
So
Sriracha? Mima, what are you talking? Are you trying to do Sirachnis? The Sriracha?
That's the name of the pet is Sriracha.
Sriracha. Gotcha.
Sriracha's the name of the pet.
Oh.
So, I mean,
it can run.
Yeah,
it can run itself into the B tier, probably. Wait, we weren't supposed to put pets in the B tier, right?
I'm really trying to avoid a lot of B tier pets because we just like spam the shit out of the B tier last time around.
It's not our fault that lots of pets are just average.
Lots of skilling pets, you see.
Lots of skilling pets.
It's
actually
the next pet. I just don't like the way next looks that much.
So what?
you
C
know?
tier then? Because it's definitely not B tier or D tier. It could actually go in D tier, like right next to its ugly little cousin right there.
You put next in the D tier? I would be fine with leaving it in the D tier.
Okay.
I would be fine. Somebody's gonna get pissed off at us for that. But I'd be fine to leave next in the D tier.
Our friend Kyle, when we were doing next day of release, potentially got world's first next pet. Because we next had just released, we all had our keys, and he got it at like 4 KC, maybe 6 KC. So like within the first 30 minutes of the boss coming out, he had the pet. So it was probably the first one. We were in that raid. I got to post a picture on Reddit. Everybody flames me for it because I think I'm karma farming.
Boo.
But he wasn't going to do it. And I think that
farming for clout. Boo.
I feel like it needed to be said. And I thought, if no one's going to do it, I'll do it. It wasn't trying to be like, hey, people are going to upvote this.
Boo.
Anyway, next in the D tier, perfectly fine. What's the next category?
Just because Mole's right there, let's do old pets. Let's do these
pet.
old sons of bitches.
Do you think Jad is technically an old pet?
Jad is one of the oldies. That's fair.
Okay.
So we got the oldies, we got the DKs, and then who are the other oldies? I guess that kind of wraps it up. We put Corp in the Wilderness. I think that's the oldies right there.
Yeah. Okay. Baby Mole. This one has a pretty cute transmog where it's just naked mole rat, which I feel like is interesting. Because like, is a naked mole a thing, or is it just the naked mole rat? I don't know. I'm not a
naked mole rat.
Not an animal
a
person. I don't play a druid on Baldur's Gate 3. I was watching a video today about Baldur's Gate, and I found that Disguise Self, the spell, is like actually pretty cracked, and it makes me want to play a rogue really bad. Anyway, that's very off topic. Mole.
Yeah, so like we were saying about Baby Mole, I put this pet right in the A tier. It's cute as shit.
Yeah. Cuteness factor.
I feel like it's incredibly boring to grind, but I think it's cute as shit, and I would stick it in the A tier.
Yep. Yeah. It's pretty easy to get too. I think 1 in 3,000 or 1 in... Is it 1 in 1,000? The drop rate's pretty comically low.
No, it's surely not that low. Surely.
I'll Google it. Hold on. Baby Mole. Mole. OSRS. Giant Mole. That's what it's called. All right. Where's the tertiary drops? Mole. It's 1 in 3,000.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah. It was the fact that you can kill it so quickly. And if you have the diaries done, all that kind of stuff, it contributes to a pretty easy grind. Especially when you can just stand there with a T-bow. Hey, maybe that's the next pet you should go for.
Maybe.
Our friend Scape actually just got it too. Got it on mobile. That's fun.
Nice.
There was a guy many years ago who was posting on Reddit and giving people updates. He went 20,000 kills dry for the mole. 20,000 kills. And I may be wrong, but somebody might have to fact check me. When he kept posting, he like was begging Jagex to like look into his account. And they actually found that his account was bugged. Like he had some sort of thing that was actually preventing him from getting the mole drop. And that's why he went so dry. And so they looked into his code, they fixed it, and he got it shortly after. That might have been him, or I might just be like putting two stories together. I'm not actually sure. I'm trying to remember if it was him or not. Again, somebody will fact check me, but yeah, 20K. I can't imagine 20,000 mole. That's so many. That's probably hundreds of millions of GP though. When you think of like claws and skins, because those are still pretty expensive. Hold on, let me look it up. Mole claw. Mole claws are 6.2K each. Holy smokes. This guy made billions just by hunting the pet. Right? Is that how it works? A lot. A tier's fine.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we done? Because we're getting dangerously close to you doing math on the podcast.
Oh no, math.
Terribly.
I just like to
let's
give little
not.
backstories to each of these. If you want to do that, that's fine.
QAW. That's what I'm talking
All right.
about.
Cow Fight Queen.
AQPW.
You don't get an opinion. Cow Fight Queen is
F.
Not F. Not F. Not F. Not F. Not F. Not F. Not F. Not F.
It is 7 by 7 tiles wide. It's
Not
gross as shit. I don't
F.
like bees, so the wasp
Not
phase can go right to hell.
F.
It's a bitch to kill.
Not
The boss sucks.
F.
It's old. It's an F tier pet.
Not
And I will fight
F.
every single one of you back 3 back because this is the arguably the worst pet.
You know what?
I hate the Cow Fight Queen pet. And I hate Cow Fight Queen. Is it hard to kill on my max maim? Not anymore these days. Does the principle still stand? You're goddamn right it does. This is an F tier pet.
Not F. Oh gosh. So we should have had, instead of an all-time favorites, we should have had
Should
an
have all-time least favorite.
all-time least
Should have
favorite.
added like the number one least favorite. pet.
Unarguable.
That would have caused some fights right there to put it on the all-time least favorite pet.
Yeah.
What do you think the Cow Fight Queen should be at?
A tier. I think at least he's gone. Oh no. It's a cool pet. Like, Oxys, he can't hear me, so he's gonna hear me. He's gonna hear this while I'm editing. So it's decently large. He says it's too large. I feel like it's large enough that you know it's there. It has 2 phases. Both phases are free transmog. And yes, the boss sucks to kill, but like when you get the pet, it actually feels rewarding. And I think it looks cool. Like, I like bugs. I don't mind the look of either of them. They look cool. Cow Fight Queen looks cool. It's a bitch to kill. Sure, that's the only thing I'll give you. But everything else you said is just wrong, in my opinion.
It certainly is not.
We have
this
opinion.
pet falls so hard into the F tier. I think I hurt myself. This pet fell that hard. The impact tremor of it falling to the F tier shook me enough. It like spilled coffee on my lap.
I almost want to just let you put it in the F tier with no arguments so that you can get backlash from people. So the fallout.
And guess what? I'll take all of them on at once. I'll do it. I swear to God. Add me about the Cow Fight Queen pet. See how well it
really
goes.
Gonna put
Uglier
it
than shit.
You're gonna put it right next to the actual ugly queen. The actual ugly queen, and not the beautiful queen. We have 2 queens in this game. One is ugly, and the other one is Cow Fight Queen. I think you're it's ridiculous. So what is this, like the C tier compromise again?
God, it's gonna hurt my heart to put this shitty pet in the C tier. It doesn't deserve to be this high. Okay,
put it in the D tier. I don't think it's F tier, but I'll concede to D tier.
You'll concede to the D tier.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fair.
we'll pop
God,
it in there.
I hate this pet. I hate this pet so much.
Oh, you know what I need to do? Instead, I think you actually hate Cow Fight Queen worse than you hate Gardor. Because like you could just turn off the stomp with the plugin that I keep telling you about, and Gardor would be fine. You would have no problem with it. But there is absolutely nothing you can do besides Entity Hider for Cow Fight Queen. If I go get Cow Fight Queen, there's nothing you can do. No plugin that will help you other than Entity Hider. Which I guess
I was gonna say
you could just do Entity Hider, but then you would see no one's pets. And who's that hurting? You? Yes. Me? No. I'm gonna get Cow Fight Queen.
Let's see. You got 59 KC, brother. Let's get her going. You only got like 4,000 more to go.
Is it a 1 in 4,000?
I think it's maybe 1 in 3 or 1 in 5. It's one of those two. Yeah.
Whoa. Damn. I bet Idle would make you a plugin to hide the KQ pet. Chaos Cleric, you're banned. You're banned.
Yeah.
Don't encourage
Conversely,
him.
Idle, if you're listening, I love you forever.
Listen.
You can just say I hate bugs, and it just hides. It gives you an option to hide all the bug pets in the game, and you can like check them off in little boxes.
Did you know that
So the only one I'll check off is Cow Fight Queen.
spiders are bugs?
Yeah, but that's why it says it allows you to check all of them. So all the other bugs can be left on, but not Cow Fight Queen.
So here, let me just break this logic down, and I need you to just hear me out. There's a plugin that lets you hide KQ and you're fine with using it. But there's also this plugin that lets you mute specifically stomping pets. And that's too much. That's too much.
Gardor shouldn't have that sound effect. Because, as we said, if you need... Hold on. Oh, here's even better logic. If you need a plugin to make the pet better, it's F tier. And you know what makes Calvi Queen better? Not existing. And if a plugin has to make it not exist, you know where that pet belongs? Where does it belong, Michael?
In the D tier where it's at.
In the F tier!
All right, so let's do a little positive workshop here because we need a little positivity on the podcast. What could we do? Let's workshop this. What could we do to the Cowfight Queen pet besides remove it from the game to make it better? What, in your opinion, would just make it smaller?
Smaller would be a start.
Okay,
but nothing.
We're on the right track. If it's smaller, it's
don't
better.
Think you understand. I hate bees so
I don't
much.
Think bees
that the idea of having a pet wasp is miserable.
Okay, bees and wasps
as I've said,
are very different.
There's one bee that I can tolerate, and even that bitch is on thin ice, right? That honestly, I don't care that bees and wasps are different creatures. I recognize the ecological importance of bees. I know honeybees don't actually hurt you. I know mason bees just like wood. I know wasps are predators that will hunt anything from mice to elephants because they don't care. All of them can go to hell. I don't care. If you're up in my grill, you could be the most helpful thing for the planet Earth. You can go straight to hell. I don't want to see honeybees go anywhere. Pollinators are lovely things to have
hell
around. If you're going to get up in my shit, you can go to hell. Right? There was one time when I was in college. I was swimming in my apartment complex's pool, and I don't like to kill things. I don't enjoy taking creatures' lives, right? And there was a wasp that was very clearly drowning in the pool. And I was like, oh, I hate it. I couldn't just I didn't want to swim near it, obviously, and I didn't just want to sit there and let it die. So I took my hands and I splashed it out of the pool. And this is the closest I've ever been to a wasp. This thing was on the deck of the pool, still soaking wet, too heavy to get up. And I said, listen to me, motherfucker. Look me in the eyes. Stay away from me this summer. Go back home. Tell all your friends what happened. Stay the away from me this summer. Don't live on my patio. Don't interrupt me while I'm grilling. Don't interrupt me in the pool. Stay the away from me this summer. You remember this and you tell all your friends. Stay the away from me. I didn't have any problems with wasps that summer. That's the only time. You want to know what the problem I have now is? Them sons of bitches are living in my window.
In your window?
It's a crisp 70 degrees outside, and I can't keep my window open because there's a nest that I have sprayed 7 times because the little bastards will live in anything. I literally went to water my plants yesterday morning, kept my eye on a wasp. I had Raid in my offhand like a defender. I'm like, I swear to God, I'll do it. And out of the corner of my eye, a black jacket flew in and circled me, and I dropped the watering can and went inside. It'll be fine. The bees will be all right. The plants will be fine. The plants are outside. They'll be fine. They don't need water. I'm good. I don't like them. So any pet that transforms into a wasp, I'm good. Don't need it. Don't want it.
Man, the hate
runs. D-tier compromise, baby.
The hate runs deep. Deep.
The hate runs deep.
You should go to therapy for this. Sounds like
trust me. I already know where it comes from. I don't need the whole to unveil a traumatic backstory. You ever been at the zoo as a little kid?
Yeah.
You ever been at the zoo as a little kid who's already a little squeamish about bugs because his mom really doesn't like bugs?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To be sitting eating your little sandwich outside the lion enclosure, to take a bite and feel something really weird and sharp, because turkey sandwiches shouldn't be sharp, and there's a fucking wasp on your sandwich.
And you ate it?
You ever reached in? I took a bite, and it didn't like that very much, obviously. And I opened my mouth and freaked out, and it flew away. I don't remember if it stung me or not.
No.
You ever reached your hand in a mailbox and gotten stung? Huh?
No, because
You ever been playing basketball with your buddies outside as a little kid? and a shot misses and bounces off of the car that is sitting, like it's an old abandoned van, not abandoned, but like not really used van sitting in your buddy's driveway, and hundreds of these fucking things come out of it. Like you open the floodgates or something. Just hundreds. It was the craziest thing. I think I ran right back to my house 2 blocks away. I ran so fast and so far. I was done. I was out of there. Right. That, and of course, and I if you watched it, you know the wormy episode of SpongeBob, horrendous, horrifying. That also contributes. There is nothing you will be able to say to make me ever like bees, wasps, hornets. I found out what a tarantula hawk is when I went to the Grand Canyon. That's the worst thing in the world.
Tarantula hawk?
If there, how do you? You don't know what a tarantula hawk is?
No, but I think we
picture a palm-sized wasp that hunts tarantulas.
Ugh.
I thought it was a bird. It's horrible. They're so venomous they like hospitalize people if the females sting you. Oh, even thinking about it makes my skin crawl. Hate bees.
Gosh.
Hate them. And by extension, Calphite Queen. Hate them.
Francine says, Michael hates the heron. Oxy hates the KQ. Take note. Let's agree. They have the right. They have the right to their opinion. Agree to disagree and move on. Followed up by the Chaos Cleric, who says, "No, Mom and Dad are fighting right now. We need this. We want this."
Yeah, so that's Francine's way of saying move on to the next pet because I'm sick of this conversation. I just unlocked my first monkey backpack. I got the Kramja monkey. I only need 1,900 more laps to go.
Congrats.
The next pet on our list is clearly an A tier.
Yep.
And you could give me, if you have a posit for the S tier, I'd be open to listening. But the next pet sits firmly in the A tier.
So
for me.
KBD.
The King Black Dragon.
KBD would be on my personal S tier list because it's one of my top 3 favorite pets in the game that I don't have. So it goes Bloodhound, Tombs of the Mascot Pet, KBD. That's my top 3 favorites. Tangaroot's like maybe a 4, maybe. Anyway, it's in the top 3 for me. So like I would put it in the S tier personally. And character model is pretty cool. It has legacy in the game. It's the first boss ever in RuneScape when it came out in Classic. I think what was the word from last week? Take a shot when Michael says something about like I don't remember the word and I edited. Yeah, just take shots, guys, because I'm about to talk about KBD. I'm fine with it in the A tier. I think that I'm
also fine with it in the S tier. So give me some reasons why it should be S tier. Because personally, any pet that has a party hat or a Santa hat at Christmas time.
Does it get 3 hats?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's 3 different colored party hats. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Maybe one's a Santa hat. Oh, it's iconic. Thank you, Fear Garden.
Hey, knock it back, boys. Said it again.
It is iconic. It's again one of the first pets It's one of the first bosses in the game. It's not very. I think it's 1 in 3,000, so like it's pretty doable for rarity.
I thought it was 1 in 5K.
No, hold on. Let me look this up. KBD. I think it's 1 in 3K. Tertiary. No, the Visage is 1 in 5K. Prince Black Dragon is 1 in 3K. I could see myself actually going for this pet on my main account.
This is arguably one of the most boring bosses to kill.
It's very boring.
I hate this boss to kill because it's a snooze fest. KBD's a snooze fest.
Try KBD in the gear that they had available when it came out. I think your opinion would be different because it's almost impossible. Like you have to.
No, I know, like, if you wear shittier gear, trust me when I say bringing a dragon longsword to any of these old bosses is not going to get you anywhere. I know it's going to be bad, right? I don't need to like validate that KBD was hard 20 years ago.
I think there's like Chuck Norris lore around Zezma. I don't know if he was actually the first person to solo KBD, but like my little kid brain remembers that Zezma was such a legend that he was the first person to ever kill KBD solo. if the actual
Yeah, no,
player,
I could fall asleep at KBD
Yeah.
at this point. So
Yeah.
while the fight is boring as hell, I could justify we put the KBD pet in the S tier.
Okay. Hey, look, another
I-
dragon in the S tier.
It's almost as if dragons are super cool and they should make more dragon bosses because they don't have enough. We've got 4 bosses where anti-dragon weapons work. And most of them, the pets look really cool. And one of them, the pet looks like a flaming pile of dog shit. But we'll get to that, right? What are your opinions on our boy Jad here?
A tier. He's a really cool pet and very, very, very gettable. As far as like time to get, I don't think it's that long. I'm sorry that I'm bringing up like drop rates in almost all of these, but like that's a big factor for me. Like if this pet is annoying to get, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, it's a meh. But I got it at 6 KC, I think.
And he wanted to put Calfight Queen in the A tier.
I think A tier.
Holy shit.
Listen, Calfight Queen is probably a lot easier on my main account because I have the diary done. I have the blue Karis. Like it's all relative. But we're talking about Jad. We're done talking about KQ. Listen. Jad is cool. And I feel like you had Jad before you got your Inferno Cape. Jad was kind of like
long time. Dude, I got the Jad pet in like 2020.
Yeah, it was like your
It was
persona.
my first ever Jad task, 4 KC. First ever Jad task, I got the Jad pet.
Damn.
Yeah, the Jad pet's one of my favorites. I really do. It's probably in my top 3 of like favorite pets in the game.
Yeah, and then you got the frog transmog too.
Yeah, the trans frog. I love it. Love it so much. I love it so much. I would put Jad in the S tier for the party hat and the Inferno transmog myself. Plus, the pet itself looks awesome, and I can match my pet now with my Slayer helm and my slippers.
Bro, they have Jad
Like-
slippers, and they have like a Jad
they were
plushie.
the Jad slippers, the Jad plushie, the Jad Slayer helm. You can like fully fangirl. for
Okay,
Jad.
S tier it is.
I would put Jad in the S tier.
Yeah.
And again, this also includes the Inferno transmog too,
Mm.
because the Inferno transmog is like, that's my go-to. The Jalrek Jad, that's my go-to pet whenever I go places. I love that pet so much.
Do
It's
it.
king time.
Ooh,
It's time to get the kings.
the
going.
kings. I feel like you could argue without much context that all the kings should go in the same tier, but I don't think so.
That's wrong.
That's very
a
wrong.
opinion. It's a
Um,
very wrong opinion.
So Supreme. Okay, this is how I'm just gonna quick fire. Ready? Supreme and Prime higher tier than Rex. Rex looks
100%.
derpy. So
100%.
out of
higher
the
tier,
two higher tier ones, Supreme and Prime, do they deserve the same tier? Who knows? We'll get into it. I think that
yeah. After the
let's see. What's the drop rate on these? Dagonoth Kings.
they're all 1 in 5K, I think.
They're all 1 in 5K.
I think.
Uh
Are you looking it up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. Let's see. We have Dagonoth Rex. He's dropped at a rate of 1 in 5K. You're right. Oh my gosh. So I'm trying to think. Prime and Supreme are basically the same one, just a different color scheme. So one's got the green color scheme and one has the red color scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Of the two, I kind of like green more. So, what is that? Supreme is the green one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would put Supreme in the A tier. I would put Prime in the B tier. And I would put Rex in the C tier. They're all in a tier of their own, in my opinion.
I would have the opposite opinion.
You
only
like
because
red?
I like the red.
Yeah, you
the
like
red
red.
over the green. Yeah.
So
definitely Rex goes in the C tier. There's no question. Rex goes in the C tier.
he's still a cool pet. Don't get me wrong. He's just kind of boring.
You know what I do like about these pets though? Look up what the Dagonoth Kings look like in RS3.
I'm not going to do it.
The Dagonoth Kings and I'll do it right now.
No,
Hold on.
we've talked about this.
RS3 DKs.
We've talked about this.
I don't need a DK's guide. Just what do the Dagonoth
They
Kings
look
look like in RS3?
terrible. Go up to the
They're
top.
hideous.
Oh, look at
monstrosities.
those.
I don't know if you guys can. Oh, you can't really see it on screen.
So go up.
They're
Oh,
hideous.
is that Rex?
Hideous creatures. That's
Supreme.
Supreme.
Oh.
That's the Ranger. That's Rex. No, that's Prime, and that I don't know. That one might be
That's
the
a magic
the
one.
magic one. That's the wizard.
They didn't
Let's
even keep
see.
the same
Yeah, the Prime
color
Rex.
schemes.
So let's look at Dagannoth Prime, for example. This is Dagannoth Prime. I know you can't really see it because it's a little skewed on the screen with the way it's cut. That's Dagannoth Prime. If we go down to the very bottom, we see the Dagannoth egg, right?
What is
That
this?
gives you the Prime hatchling.
What is this?
Huh? Did they update it? What the hell is this? No.
What?
Huh?
What is the
That's
Dagannoth
gross.
egg?
That's so when in RS3 when you get a drop for pets, you get the item and you use the item and it like allows you to. Oh my god, that's so bad. They updated it now. Oh, you see what it used to be? That's what they used to look
Oh,
like.
the pet used to look like the old school version?
Yeah, the pet used to look like the old school
Oh, when did they update
version.
that? What's the date on that?
Sad.
September
In 2022.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a
Boo.
coward move right there.
That's gross. Boo.
That's a coward move.
This is why we play old school, boys.
Come
So,
on.
Yeah, that's definitely killed it. That's so bad.
So your whole bit was you were like, the monster looks like this, but look what the pet looks like, and now it's ruined.
Yeah, no, the whole thing is ruined.
Come
whole
on.
thing is ruined in the bin.
F tier.
Rex
all
go.
of
They
them.
all go in the F tier now for that. RS3's killed the DKs.
RS3's the sins of RS3 is bled over.
Yeah.
So what would you do? A tier for both the other ones then?
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
That's a fair enough.
Yeah.
That's a fair enough compromise.
I think they look
Put
really
both
cool.
in the A tier.
One of our good friends, Ralph,
That's
he's our
ass
third
shit.
favorite Patreon supporter. He, for some weird reason, has all three of these pets but hates them. Like he
doesn't like pets without transmogs.
he's a
If the pet
staunch
doesn't have a transmog, he used to kill it.
anti-transmog. Ugh, it's so
It was funny as
stupid.
hell. He'd get pets without transmogs and he would kill them in the wilderness.
So-
So he wouldn't even insure them. He'd just kill them.
That's cringe, actually. It's a cringe take. Sorry, Ralph, I'm so
Fierce
sorry.
says one of my friends went 34K for Prime.
That's insane.
That's
6
gross.
times the drop rate? 6 times. Well,
That's
7
gross.
times. No? 5 times 7 is 37, I think. I don't know. Math is hard.
It's wildy time.
Wildy time. Oh, look
I
at
think
you.
it's wildy time.
You organized
I think it's
them.
wildy time. I was able to organize them while you were talking, not paying attention.
Oh.
I think it's wildy time.
Chaos Elemental. Why would you do this to me? Why would you put me in this position to put it in the F tier?
Where would you want to put it?
F tier, brother. It's not good. It's,
Give me reasons why it belongs in the F tier.
have you seen the thing bounce up and down?
I have.
It's the,
I have the pet.
I don't like. Do I
Do you
have?
have the pet?
I don't think I have the pet. I don't think I do. Well, now I need to log into my main and check. Hold on. It's probably, as far as bosses go, I know I was memeing on Nex earlier, but like I think Chaos Elemental literally takes the cake for the dumbest looking boss in the entire. Like I don't know what is the concept. Like a Chaos Elemental. So are we thinking? It's supposed to represent the elements, right? So it looks like a cloud with lightning coming off. But are the two little flappy things in the front eyes? Are they tentacles? Are they wings? I don't understand it. And no, I don't have the pet. I just don't understand. Hold on. Let me look at, because RS3 has probably a better concept of.
It's a rare find when RS3 has something that looks better than an old school. That's a
Let's
really
see.
rare occurrence.
Chaos Elemental old RS3. See, so this actually looks menacing. It looks like a
Just floating there.
menacingly. See, I don't even know what they're going off of. It looks like a demon in RS3. I just don't understand Chaos Elemental as as a monster. So I'm content with F tier because I think the pet is dumb. I'm lacking words to describe this. It like the little bouncing motion. I'm just mad. The little bouncing motion, it makes it seem like a toy rather than a boss. He's like bouncing around. It looks like a little balloon, maybe that got caught in the wind. I don't know. I've just never liked Chaos Elemental Pet, even before we started doing this tier list. Like it's been on my. If I got the pet, I wouldn't even put it in my menagerie list because I don't want to see it flying around my house. Ugh. I know,
But you want to know what you mentioned earlier?
What did I mention earlier?
You mentioned earlier that drop rates are very important for you.
I know it's only 1 in 300.
And being one of the most accessible pets in the game.
I think that's
I want to touch your opinion.
It's probably why my opinion is so strong because like it's one of the most accessible pets in the game, but it has to be one of the ugliest pets in the game. I'm not saying it's the ugliest because I still think the Abyssal Protector is just god awful, but like it's just not cool. It doesn't have the cool factor. The rule of cool is not being applied to this pet, and for that reason I'm out. Like it's very accessible, but nobody wants it. So therefore it feels like why even try? It is cool on my main account. I got two dragon pickaxes from Chaos Ellie pre 100 KC. So it put out no pet. I'm just waiting for a bingo that we allow Chaos Ellie and just going to like use it as a free tile. But maybe that won't happen now that I've said that.
Who knows? Chaos Elemental for me is the pet, and this is going to sound ridiculous. It is the pet that I've gotten the closest to drop rate for.
Mm-hmm.
All my other pets have been disgustingly lucky. I got Chaos Elemental on 287. So technically, it is the driest I've been for a pet was Chaos Elemental. Technically. It's not even remotely close. Like it took zero effort to get the Chaos Elemental pet. But I got it at Elemental. I didn't get it at Fnatic.
Oh. Which Fnatic is 1 in 3,000 though, right?
Fnatic is 1 in 1,000.
Oh, 1 in 1,000. Which is still why the different and why is it? I understand his name is Chaos Fnatic, but why does he drop the pet? I know he's
got all the little pets around him.
Is there little elementals around him?
Yeah.
Huh. They're making weird decisions whenever this content was released in old school.
But Crazy Ark has no pet, which is sad.
Poor guy.
I don't know what that pet would be, but he doesn't have one, and I want him to have one because I used to love that boss.
Book that just screams, "Learn to read."
Explodes.
Rain of knowledge.
Everyone around you.
Yeah. So where are you going to put this? Because I'm not going to die on the hill of F tier. I'm not you and KQ, right? Like this isn't. I'm not that passionate about it, but I don't think I'll be
more passionate about hatred than I am for KQ. I have this pet, and it's just collecting dust in my POH. Like
would you ever take it out?
I would. If we were doing a Chaos Elemental pet raid, yeah.
But that could go for
otherwise,
any pet.
No.
But like, would you just walk around doing agility with it?
No.
So
because like I like there are some pets that have been subjugated to the POH for what may be eternity, you know, unless I really want to mix things up. There are some pets that will never go on the POH I have. Like Jad and Hydra will never go on the POH. Because I don't think I'll get like it's gonna be really hard for me to oust them as pets I don't want in my bank. But yeah, I would put this pet no higher than the D tier. What the determining factor is going to be OSRS Pet Chaos Pet Chaos Elemental. Does this pet get a hat?
I don't think it does.
Because if it doesn't, OSRS Christmas hat pets. What is the list? Some pets have festive hats. What is the list of pets that have festive hats? I need to know.
Is there a list? Has somebody
I don't know.
taken the time to
I don't know if there's a list.
calculate this? Huh.
If we don't know, there should be. Somebody should find out for us. 2016 Christmas event. It's Christmas time. Old school announcements. That's not quite what I'm looking for.
I can't remember
Forecast has a
seeing
hat.
this pet with a hat. I really
I
can't.
I really don't know if it does.
'Cause-
If Chaos Elemental doesn't have a hat, then I think it belongs in the F tier.
Mm.
But I think if Chaos Elemental has a hat, it can go in the D tier. But I don't think it. I'm not sure if it does or does not. And so far, I'm not seeing anything that indicates that it does have a hat.
There's a lot of like thumbnail pictures of somebody else ranking pets. Scroll up a bit.
Oh, I'm not paying attention to any of that.
Who is that? I'm curious.
I have no idea. I'm not. F tier is fine with me.
Sweet.
Because I don't know if it has a hat.
Nicely done. Where it should be. Scorpia. Good old Scorpia. I would be content with this one in the B tier. I know that we've talked a lot about not putting pets in the B tier, but we've been really good about keeping them out. I don't think it's exceptional, and I don't think it's subpar. Wargus in the recording booth says S tier. For it being a scorpion, I think it's nicely sized. You don't see it very often. I think that's probably my issue is like I haven't gotten a lot of exposure to it because I don't have it. So I don't see it around the game very often to know like how it looks out in the wild. But just thinking about the pets that we have in the B tier right now, I feel like this one probably compares. What do you think? Do you like the Scorpio pet?
I do like the Scorpio pet quite a bit. I like the Scorpio pet. It's on my list of like pets I want to achieve.
Mm.
You know, it's on that goal list for me of what pets I want to get. So I do quite like the Scorpio pet. I would be content enough with B tier, though I think it is really cool. It's a really cool pet to get. And for a while there was a really like an aura of fear that went around the Scorpio pet because if you didn't if you got it in the wilderness, you pretty much had to like run for your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you could die and lose it.
Right.
And I don't think a lot of pets had that same kind of fear that went along with it. Maybe Chaos Elemental, maybe back in the day, but
they're the two deepest wilderness pets that we have.
Yeah. Now it's perfectly safe. You can get the pet and die immediately and just reclaim it from Probita.
Mm.
So it's not that big of a deal these days. It's very easy to farm but don't get PK'd. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Friend got Scorpio first KC. We know all about the one KC pet gang over here. And I mean, I guess of the pets here, my only concern is like I see 2 more potential B tier pets in addition to Scorpia that we could put on the list. So I think Scorpia is a fair to break the ice and put Scorpia in the B tier.
Okay.
Though I do quite like Scorpia.
Yeah. Okay. B tier it is. And whoever messaged Oxie, we're sorry. We have to put. There is going to be B tier pets. I'm not even convinced anybody did message Oxie. I think he's just trying to, ruffle some feathers.
They did.
Oh, they did.
They did. I was DM'd.
I will find you.
My DMs were exploding. I mean, like no.
That
no
means he
B
got
tier
like
pets.
2 DMs because he
And
never
then
gets
the worst part of this is, God love him. The one of the people who DM me was like no B tier pets. This is one of the pets he got, so he's gonna be fucking pissed that we put this in the B tier.
Hell yeah. So you're narrowing it down. It's a him. they have the Scorpio pet.
Yeah, because there's so many ways
they
for you
would-
to track that.
They would message Oxie and not me.
Okay, so B tier it is. Moving on to the Corp pet.
This one's tough. This is really tough because half of the
sucks balls.
half of the transmog is F tier and the other half is S tier. So where does that land us? I think Corp is cool. Like he's the little bony like spirit dog. He looks like a dog. And so it's like he's an honorary puppy. So I think the actual the monster Corp is cool. But the dark core is dumb. Very dumb. Very, very F tier content. So I'm very torn.
Francine in the chat
Stomps?
has brought up a horrible question. Does Corp stomp?
Gosh.
So help me God, if this pet stomps when it walks, straight to jail. Straight to the F tier.
To jail.
Like, does anyone know if the Corp pet stomps? Okay, Fear says I don't think the Corp pet stomps. I was going to say this is one of the B tier pets. This is a hard stuck C tier pet for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't really like the way Corp looks. I really don't like the way Big Corp looks. The corporeal beast. I really, I've always been super indifferent about it. And the Dark Core looks like shit.
Yeah, Dark Core's dumb.
So, I struggle.
Like it's for me, the logic to have the Dark Core be the pet and to have Corp be the transmog is like saying when you kill Jad and you get the Jad pet, you get a healer as the pet. And then Jad is the transmog. It makes no sense. Like, why is the Dark Core the actual pet? And like whenever Corp is released, it took several years after the Dark Core pet was released into the game for them to add the Corp transmog. So like for a long time, the only thing you could get from Corp was the sigils and the shield and the elixir and then the Dark Core pet. It blows my mind. But I don't know. C tier, I would be very sad if the Corp, like the corporeal beast version of it was in the C tier. I'd be very sad. If you were resigning yourself to B tier before we had this discussion,
So ugly. Look at that face.
that face is ugly. Yes,
This is the skin of a killer,
But
but this thing is horrible.
we're talking about the transmog though, because I don't even count Dark Core as the Corp pet. I know I put the picture of it there, but I mean, if I could go back in time, I would put the actual corporal beast picture, or I would just have them both so we can rank them as they should be ranked: F tier and S tier.
It's a shame.
But maybe
'cause
B
it
tier.
doesn't
Maybe B
belong
tier
in S
compromise. If you average them out, maybe B tier. Maybe I don't know. Is it C tier?
F, C, and S sounds like it averages to C. I gotta level with you. F, S, and F, C. I don't know how that averages
S and F
to B tier. I don't know how that averages to B tier at all.
Sitting next to Rex. Could he be? I mean, C tier's not that bad, right?
I think it's a perfect spot for this pet. I really do. Like of the other pets in the C tier,
Triple S. Wow, maybe.
I think Corp fits very well in the C tier.
Okay.
Because I don't really like the way that either one of the pets look.
Okay.
Just
Pop it up there. I'm not happy about it.
stick him right in there. I'm sure here's one you will be happy about though.
S tier.
S tier for the Callisto pet.
Oh,
Yeah?
absolutely. He's like such a cool pet. Back in what was it, 2016 or 2017? I had this friend, and his name was Badass Cub, because he had the Callisto pet, and he would take me to kill Callisto. Like, this is when I had no other friends in the game besides my friend Greg, and then I had this guy. And if Badass Cub, if you're listening, I think is your name now. He hasn't logged in years, But for the off chance that you are listening, hey, it's Nike Mikey, and let's go to Callisto.
God.
That's cringe, but no, it's just a great memory to me. And like he really made me want the Callisto pet was the first pet in the game that I really wanted, but I didn't have the cojones to be in the wilderness because like the death mechanics were not great. I don't think we had tombstones. I can't remember. We may have had tombstones. Anyway, the death mechanics weren't great.
Tombstones was, I think, after.
Wait, no, stuff just stayed on the ground for an hour. I think.
I think.
What, 2016?
I don't remember.
Huh.
2016? Yeah, no, we didn't have tombstones.
Okay. So then
100% we didn't. Tombstones were like a 2020 thing.
Oh, was it?
2019 thing. Yeah, no, 100%.
Maybe it was your stuff just stayed on the ground for an hour if you died. But anyway, it's still the wilderness. There's two things I was spooked by. The wilderness and God Wars. Those were the two things in 2016 that made my hands sweat. Right now, my hand sweats at Wardens. So we haven't come very far.
Mom spaghetti, baby. Let's go.
I would put it in the S tier just because it's not in my top 3, but I still think if I ever got the Callisto pet, it would probably not be a menagerie pet. I think this would be a bank one. This would be a bank pet for sure. I only have one bank pet right now, and it's the Bloodhound.
Really?
Well,
I think I have 4 in my bank right now.
Well, let's log in and see what pets I have.
Technically only 3 because I think Sarachnis is dead.
Oh, no.
But I'm not.
You haven't reclaimed it?
No, I think I died at Muspa with Sarachnis.
So if I'm
Sarachnis.
looking, I'm opening my collection log. What is it? An other, all pets. I have Jad, Kraken, Scotizo, Bloodhound, Beaver, Rocky, Rift Guardian, Herbivore, Chompy, and Abyssal Protector. So I think, yeah, Bloodhound's the only one that I have currently in the bank. Maybe I would put Herbivore, the Herby pet, as my second. But truly, like KBD, Tangleroot, Callisto, those would probably be my other non-menagerie pets if I got them. So I've made my pitch for S tier. I think you would, if I know you, are you gonna put the S tier?
I like the
Wonderful
Callisto pet. I wish it was a little bit bigger because I think it's a very tiny bear.
Is it tiny? I haven't seen it in a while.
I think it's a smaller pet.
Is he too small?
It's not like really small, but it's not grotesquely big. I definitely could put I almost could Skatizo. That bitch is not going to the S tier. I could put Callisto in the S tier. In the S tier for sure.
Okay, so we have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. We have 17. We have 17 more. And you have not put anything in the all-time fave. Out of these 17 left, I personally could not, like, maybe a metamorphic does, but that's boring. Like, I couldn't tell you.
Don't try to guess.
I'm not going to be able to guess. Okay.
Don't try to guess. Don't try to guess.
You want to babam it for me?
It's Vedion, baby. No, no it's not.
Speaking of my favorite.
Yeah, I don't.
Anyway.
This boss left a really weird taste in my mouth before they reworked it.
It did.
It left a really weird taste in my mouth before they reworked it.
I will say the safe spot.
It's a cool enough pet, but like
the safe spot was incredibly easy.
Safe spot sucked.
No. Okay. I need you to take my opinion as a non-PVMer with a little bit more, I don't know. Just take my opinion as a PVMer, and let me tell you, the safe spot for this pet did not suck. Out of the 3 that you had to safe spot in the wilderness, this one was the easiest to set up and the most forgiving. Callisto was easy, but it took forever. Venenatis, I cannot tell you how many times.
Safe spot. Oh, what a time that was! What a time that was teaching people that safe spot.
From the time that Venenatis was released to the time it was reworked, I did not get a single kill with the. I didn't successfully pop it in the safe spot ever. It was, I don't know. That boss left a bad taste in my mouth. and we have very differing opinions at this
I was
point.
gonna say then we're gonna be
I'm
having
not
some
listen.
words here in a minute.
Venenatis is a cool pet. I'm not gonna like hold the
Yeah,
safe
I
spot
think-
against it, but I'm saying the Vedion safe spot was very easy to set up. I think you moved once, twice, and then you were in it, and all you had to do was go back in a V shape.
I didn't like the Vedion safe spot because you were just asking to die. Old Vedion sucks because number one, you couldn't damage the boss and the dogs were alive. And the dogs took forever to kill. The dogs had like 80 hit points or something like that. It took way too long to kill. Vedion would slap you around pretty good if you got hit. And you were in the thick of a multi-zone.
No,
Like there was
not
no
the thick of it. Singles was like 4 tiles south. Please don't put the
4 tiles is a long way to go.
That is not the
when 7 people log in.
is
like
not the thick of multi though. Like if you
people,
listen,
you'd be
in multi-
frozen and dead in seconds.
if you can't see the singles line from where you are standing in multi, that's the thick of multi. You were on the edge of singles. Don't. You're being way too
on the edge.
dramatic.
You were on the edge of singles at Venenatis because you could, with the old Venenatis safe spot, you used to be able to attack, move, and you would be in singles, but Venenatis' southwest tile where they indicate where the boss is would be in multi, so you could do a lot of damage, but you'd still be in singles yourself. And this is before the PJ mechanic. Oh, good times had by all back then. I really did not like the Vedion safe spot. That said, Vedion definitely got the biggest glow up after the rework.
Yeah, Vedion is
looks
a
the best
piece
of the new
cake.
bosses.
Oh, looks wise, did they change the looks
The
of the other
looks-
ones?
Oh yeah, no, all 3 of them got updated.
Did they?
Yeah, no, you put the new versions of all 3 of them on there. They all, maybe not Callisto, but I think you updated, or all three of the pets, or all 3 of the bosses got a graphical rework, and I think Vedion definitely looks the best.
So they did.
Yeah,
Wow. Callisto doesn't
Vedion
look
does.
too much different. Hold on. Let me look up Venenatis.
Venenatis is like furry now with eggs on the back. Venenatis looks kind of creepy.
Graphical.
like it.
Oh, she did get furry. Spiky,
Yeah.
rather. Spiky. So
No, I think that's fur. That's
Is it
fur.
fur?
That's not. It's a spider. That's fur. Yeah, it's really uncomfortable.
Hold on. I think you're right though. I think Vedion did get the best. He got the best looking. Because the other two could have. And if you really want to be spicy with the edit, you could throw all of them up on screen. You don't have to.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work,
Maybe.
but
Sounds like a lot of work.
the character model for Vedion looks like what we've been talking about, where it's just like real blocky, flat. But like Venenatis and Callisto could stand up like next to the new Vedion and still be acceptable. I think the way that they reworked them looks great.
And with the pets, you can get both looks. So my
Yeah.
Venenatis is still set to the old one.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, I would put Vedion in the A tier. I don't care about this pet enough to put it in the S tier, but I would put it in the A tier because I think the fight is so much better now, like so much better. Like it's why the Voidwaker blade and the Ring of the Gods is so cheap because Vedion doesn't totally suck balls to kill him.
mm-hmm.
Like, oh, it's nice. I would put Vedion in the A tier.
Okay. I was gonna say A tier. I really like the new Vedion fight, like so much so that I think if it ever came down to wanting to hunt the pet, I would just go to Vedion, or I would go to Calvarion on my main account. Let me see. Calvarion, I'm curious at the drop rate though. Hold on. Calvarion, because so
Because I think the big ones are a 1 and 2K.
one
for the pet,
in
no?
Vedion Junior is 1 in 2K, and then Calvarion
From
from Vedion.
mhm.
And then from Calvarion, it's a 1 in 2.8K. So it's not
That's
that
not-
much
That's not
worse.
so much worse.
Huh. Neat. I did 44 KC on my Iron Man, and it was pretty chillaxing. So I would say very much A tier. Now for possibly the coolest spider that we have in the game, if you don't count Verzik as a spider?
I was gonna say that's the problem. It's like what counts as
Well,
a spider?
okay, just because
strictly spiders without humanoid anything, hands down, Venenatus is the coolest one.
I would agree. I'm gonna go
strictly spiders.
I was gonna say some pretty fighting words. Something that was gonna be a fighting words, but I'll just keep it I'll keep it to myself.
We'll get there. I guarantee you. I know what you're gonna say, and we'll get there.
Well, okay, let me say it then, because I don't think you know what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that just because Verzik is a raid pet doesn't mean it's cooler than Venenatus. I think the two can be mutually exclusive. Venenatus is really cool. Like the size.
Don't get me wrong. I agree. I think Venenatus is an S tier pet myself. I think we're jumping the gun talking about Verzik though.
We are.
We're definitely jumping the gun. I think the new version is so much more discomforting. The new version is so
because
much
it looks
creepier
more like a spider and you're uncomfortable with bugs.
I don't mind spiders that much. I really don't. Literally, the only bug that causes me to run in fear is bees. I let spiders live. I take spiders outside if they're too much of a nuisance. Spiders don't really bother. I don't want to have spiders on me or anything like that.
Right, if it was fear factor and they're dumping the tarantulas on you, it's like you're out.
Yeah. But also at the same time, bird eating tarantulas don't hurt people. I've held a bird eater before. Her name was Vivian. She was a lovely lady. I held her when I was a freshman in college. She was very relaxed and very nice. But when they stare back at you, it's a little
unsettling.
You don't want to look for too long because you never know. I feel the same way with snakes. I was talking to a girl back in April, and she had a pet snake. It was a corn snake, little constrictor. He was a good guy, right? And he was super chill. But there was the whole time I was holding him, I'm like, this is a docile pet snake. It's gonna bite me.
I know.
There was it's a weird primitive.
I have the same feeling.
Yeah, monkey brain is this snake is gonna attack me. And I've held lots of snakes in my day, but every time monkey brain goes, this is a threat. I'm like, yeah, it's not.
And it probably wouldn't even hurt. It's not poisonous, not venomous. It's not going to kill you. It probably would not hurt that bad if a little corn snake took a bite at you, but it's just the fact that it could.
Yeah, like I said, monkey brain doesn't like that very much.
I have a question, and this is completely off topic, but when did Discord add the ability for people to change the subheader of a VC?
Of the VCs? Yeah, that's been a while. So I've been ignoring it, but you bastards who changed the name of the category of the recording booth chat to Calphite Princess Enjoyers, I know who you are. I know who you are.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
But yeah, no, I love this pet. You talked about the first pet that you really grinded for and really attempted to get. This was my come hell or high water.
Yeah,
we are gonna get this pet. You cannot kill me in a way that matters. I dare. Because this is back when old Venenatus was in 27 Wilderness.
Yeah,
I would be shitting on PKers day in and day out. I did not care. It's where my wilderness resilience comes from is Venenatus. Yeah. I think I did 1,240 KC before the rework, all in the safe spot. I got the pet at 600 something, so I got mega spooned, and then just kept going because I had so much fun at the boss.
Yeah.
PKers would show up and they would dark bow spec. My favorite was the idiots who would dark bow spec. Because I would know where to position my camera. I would see these dumbasses log in.
Yeah.
That my favorite was when they would give their positions away, and one guy would run out and run back out of render view, so he couldn't see me again. And I'd be like, I can't wait, and I'd see him run, and I'd seed pod away, and they'd seed pod, and they'd follow me because they just lost their opportunity. I'd be like, you guys are dumb as hell. When I get frozen by PKers there, seed pod, dumb as hell. And again, this is back before singles plus was a thing in the wilderness. So when I did get teleblocked, you had the PJ on the green dragons.
Yep.
You had all sorts of really good ways to get away. So I learned how to escape PKers very well back then.
Yeah.
And I would be out there with a 2.5 mil looting bag.
Damn.
And I would barely ever lose it. Sometimes I'd be like, I'm a white whale. I should go home. I'm 2 mil in the bag. I have a bunch of Onyx bolt tips and red spider eggs. I really enjoyed this boss for what it was back in the day. It was broke as hell, and I did propose fixes to it on Reddit way back in the day of what it should have, like what fixes should have been, because the boss itself was mechanically not that good. I think we talked about this in the bossing tier list before the rework way back in the day. Venenatis was so poorly designed. A variable attack speed on a boss, you know how shitty that is? You know how shitty that feels?
It's not great.
It's terrible. So I'm glad they reworked it. And the new rework looks cool. Unsettling compared to the old one, but still very cool. I love this pet. It deserves a hat for Christmas.
It really
time.
does.
So I'd put it in the S tier because I love this pet.
I wish Jaggers would just stop being cowards and give all pets hats.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
what?
All bosses, give them hats.
Just-
Come on.
What is it?
Jagex.
Why are they being exclusive with pets? Like, why? What is it? What is it? It can't be a coding limitation because they do it with pets that anyway. Yes.
I just think they implemented it a long time. Like they probably implemented it in like 2018, 2019, and they just haven't done it since. Because I think Zuck gets a hat. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Zuck gets a hat.
Yeah, a little Santa hat.
Does Verzik get a hat? I don't know.
Olm doesn't get a hat.
Olm does. Olm gets a party hat.
Really?
I think. Yeah, Olm has a hat.
Oh.
Zuck does, but Verzik does not.
Hmm.
Yeah, so they probably implemented it in 2017 would be my guess.
Hmm.
So they probably did it post Inferno, pre Theater of Blood, where all the bosses in the game, but Vorkath gets one, so that's weird. I don't know. I don't know why they don't do it. Who knows? But yeah, more bosses need hats. Is the TLDR there? Yeah.
So
what are your arguments for Venenatis?
I think it's cool looking. I think that the pet itself, while you think it's menacing, I think it makes it look way more epic. If you're talking strictly about the old version, probably B tier. But since they added the fur and they made it look like a more menacing spider, S tier.
Good man.
Yeah. Of the three, like there's an argument that you could put Vedion in the S tier. Like all of the wilderness pets, all the big boys could be S tier. And what was the argument for Vedion not being in the S tier? It has two.
I mean, for me, I
transmogs. I just think you don't like the
it's
boss.
4 transmogs. I'm so indifferent about the I don't care enough about the Vedion pet to be like, oh yeah, S tier. Like all the other pets in the game or all the other S tier pets we've got like some sort of like, yeah, we love this pet. Like is personally a Callisto an S tier pet? Probably not, but it's cool enough that like, yeah, you convinced me, I'll put it in the S tier.
Yeah.
You know? For Vedion, like it got a glow up. I think old Vedion would have been significantly lower on the totem pole.
Old Vedion was probably, if I'm being honest with the boss mechanics, the way that the pet looked, there wasn't like if you did a survey, like if they did the data thing for like number of pets in the game, I would say that Vedion was not the rarest, but probably in the top 3 rarest pets in the game because it was not a good boss to kill to get the pet with how rare it was. So you didn't see very many people with high KC at Vedion. So people either got the 1 KC for the diary and left, or they got the 50 KC and got ranked and left. So I'm content with what we have now. I think maybe if Vedion didn't have such a troubling past and there wasn't like wilderness trauma associated with it, maybe it was S tier.
Yeah, I mean, I think the wilderness trauma has healed because I had to do it for the Elite Diary back when it was like kill 100 of each boss.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I remember do that, but that grind was a struggle. I hated 100 Vedion back then.
Now it's 20 for the Elite Diary.
Gross.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and there's no other combat achievements for those bosses either, which I think they should add like perfection kills. For those
cool.
For all 3 of those bosses. But yeah, I mean,
so are we content to leave the wilderness, hop over the ditch?
Yeah, it's time to go back to the main game.
Back to the main game. We lost all the PKers after this.
The PKers are gone. Back to the main game. Now we're getting into the miscellaneous pets because we've got 5 miscellaneous pets, the 4 desert treasure bosses, and then the raids pets to end it off.
Okay.
So
miscellaneous
kicking us off
1
with the young Lif. Where are you putting this pet?
This is a cool one. It's another puppy. So I don't know. Is it a wolf?
What's the dog?
What's the
doing?
dog doing?
Remember in one of the old Guns
honestly,
Chili videos, he said it's a moose because
It's
it's
a
not technically a
moose?
dog. He just classified it as a moose because it's. If you ask it what it is, like, what kind of animal are you? He's like, I'm a huntliff, and you're like, no, but for real, he's like, I'm a huntliff.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah,
Hanliff sounds like wolf to me. So I don't know. I picture it as kind of like a wolf dog. A wolf is a dog. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just babbling on because I want you to give it a rating because I don't feel worthy. You have this pet.
I do have this.
So I feel like this is your time to shine.
I think it is my time to shine, but I'm just very curious what your thoughts on the actual pet
Oh,
are.
it's cool.
You have a bit of a dicey relationship with Gauntlet.
A little bit. I've come a long way. Honestly, like I'm in the mindset now that I could do Song of the Elves and attempt Gauntlet on my Iron Man. So like I'm in of the mindset now that on a main who's maxed, it probably isn't that. It's probably not as hard as I think it is for me to be able to get a corrupted Gauntlet kill. It would just take practice because it's a shorter prep time, a little bit higher HP, hits a little bit harder. So it's going to take practice, but this is your 1KC pet. So like my opinion means nothing.
I got sat by the corrupted Hunliff 5 times in a row. I think it was last week. I tried to go for the no armor CA.
Oh.
It's just, I think I said it last week, like Hunliff just kept beating me within an inch of my life with like every attack. So I've heard the strategy is to eat to full every time because you lose so many ticks when you eat that you're just not DPSing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's horrible. Like I think the closest I got it was like 100 HP and then died to NATOs or something like that because I was real pissed off about that one. But yeah, Hunliff. This is one of those bosses where I have like a few KC and I'm still just feeling like every time is like a white knuckle encounter.
Oh.
Like I could go to the bathroom during P3 Verzik and be confident that I'm going to survive, but like corrupted Gauntlet, I don't know why this is a white knuckle fight for me. This is one of the few white knuckle fights that's left in the game. I'm really not good at corrupted Gauntlet.
Have you ever got the enhanced crystal weapon seed?
I did. So I green logged Gauntlet completely with 97 regular and 1 corrupted KC. I got my enhanced crystal weapon seed on like 76 right after Bofa came out. And when I got that pet, or not when I got the pet, when I got the item, I joined VC with folks and I was like, all right, I need to make 60 mil to corrupt this thing and buy some armor because this is my ticket into the Inferno. And that's kind of how like all the Inferno stuff really started, because prior to getting that drop, I was in the mindset of like, I need to make about 2 bill in the year of our Lord Gutfix 2021. And I don't know how I'm going to do that because I had a very, like maybe 400 or 500 mil at the time. Like, I need to find some way to get a T-bow and get an Elysian Spirit Shield because I thought those were like necessary items. So they were about a bill a piece back then. So I'm like, I need to get 2 bill this year, but I don't know how to do that. And then while doing just regular Gauntlet, because I enjoyed it, I got the weapon seed, and then I got a Bofa, and I corrupted it, and I got 2 pieces of the armor. It wasn't until recently that I bought the crystal helmet because people were like, just stop being an idiot and buy the helmet. So I had those 2 pieces, and I rocked that for ages. So the Bofa I used in doing everything right before I sold it for the T-bow. That was my Bofa. Like that was the one I got from the Gauntlet. So it was a huge money save, and it really like let me in to do content way better. Like being able to take a Bofa to Ohm, taking a Bofa to Inferno, taking a Bofa to Jad, like it was so much nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Though I didn't do Bofa Zulrah until well into my KCs there. Yeah.
All that said,
So I got quite spooned at Gauntlet.
yeah, it's quite the journey. And then the one corrupted that you do, I was on the stream watching it. You were struggling. It's either going to be you or Hunliff. and you pulled it
That was a
out,
good time.
and 1KC corrupted pet.
That was a good time. We had failed a couple of times prior, and I didn't have any food, and I had like 40 HP, and Hunlif had like also 40 HP. So it was just who was gonna beat the shit out of each other quicker. And truly, that's what it came down to. I was like, it's you or me, motherfucker. I don't know who it's gonna be, but it's gonna be one of us, and I got the kill. And then I popped the pet on 1KC. It's somewhere on my Twitter account. It's not pinned anymore. It used to be pinned.
Oh,
It's somewhere on my Twitter
I bet your
account.
Infernal Cape's pinned now.
No, I think it's actually the Xpwaste South meetup is pinned.
Oh, neat.
But yeah, it's somewhere on Twitter. You can find it. It's a bit cringy. But I think it's like epic moment cringe reaction type stuff. But in truth, your opinion really doesn't matter about Gauntlet.
Oh,
Because that's where it's going, baby. Like, I love this pet. I still take the only pet that's really outclassed Hunlif for me recently has been Hydra and Inferno Jad. And that's because they're newer. But like, I will take the red Gauntlet pet everywhere.
yeah.
Like it is when I go to parties, 99 parties, it's been my go-to. Like, it's either do I take Hunlif or do I take a different pet? Like, it's not even in the same category as the other pets. Like, Hunlif is in general my go-to. When I wanted to have that design commissioned for New Year's Eve, that guy which by the way was 9 months ago, which is insane. I was gonna have the Inferno Jad because I got the cape and the transmog that year.
Yeah.
Like, that was part of the new whatever.
Yeah.
But going forward, like, the Hunlif pet is my pet. I love the Hunlif pet. With the Jad pet probably being a close second, and then Venenatus probably being a close third. Right. For me, those are my top three. I think both of our top threes I think are in the S tier, or in the all-time favorite, because it's Callisto, KBD, Bloodhound, Hunlif, Venenatus, Jad.
There you go.
I think they're all in the S tier.
Or they will be.
So far. I know your number 2 isn't. Your number 2 isn't there yet, but we haven't gotten there yet.
I don't see how it can't be, but
we'll see. We'll talk.
So for those who aren't watching, if you're an audio only listener, I will remind everyone we have an all-time favorites tier, and that's above the S tier. And so from last week, I put the Bloodhound pet in my all-time fave, and Oxie just threw the Hunlif up there. Like, he had this whole dramatic bit, and I love it.
That's why I wanted you to give your opinion, because at the end of the day, I was gonna be like, yeah, it doesn't matter. It's not like all-time favorite tier.
I love the drama.
No, this is a good pet. Even the recording booth chat was like, this is an S tier pet for sure, and it really is. This is a pretty.
Yeah, I would say. I know my opinion doesn't matter, right? But I think I would either put this in A or S. I'm leaning towards A tier. That's just me personally. But I'm very much happy that this is your favorite pet, because it's a really cool one. It's really cool.
I wish if they could improve this pet, they would give it animations like the Desert Treasure 2 one. Like, they would give it the attack transition where it's sort of like,
where it puts its
like does that thing with its tail. I think that would be a really cool emote for Hunlif.
Isn't there really struggling in the words, but when it's about to change attacks, like something is on its back, right? Like yeah,
it does. I know what you mean, where it kind of shifts and like the light comes on when it's changing its attacks. Yeah, and it's got the light underneath it too, which is super cool. Which also looks cool in the 117 because there's a little light underneath Hunlif. So it's got the dynamic lighting underneath it too, which is neat. Chaos Cleric says make it stomp. And while I think he means make it do the stomping animation, like when you walk underneath Hunlif, where like it'll step up and stomp on you and hit you for like a 70. I also refuse to have the Hunlif be a part of the stomping pet gang. So Chaos Cleric has been officially removed from the recording group chat forever for saying such blasphemy.
Banned.
But moving on to the other miscellaneous pets, I'm interested to see where these 4 land, because I have 2 of these 4.
Yeah. You're Spider-Man.
I have 2 of them.
Okay.
I am the spider guy. I've got 2 of the 3 spiders, 2 of the 4, but hopefully I get the other 2 someday.
Wait a second. There's 4 spiders?
Verzik, Nilo.
Oh. They're the same. They're the same pet.
Different items.
Okay, so like, can you have Verzik and Nilo at the same time in your bank? No. So they're the same pet. They're just a transmog. That's like saying if you have the Phoenix and all of the transmogs are individual birds. So you're like, there's 16 birds in the game.
All of those transmogs go with different outfits. So
Listen, there's 3 spiders. There's not 4 spiders.
you know, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Go with different outfits.
So Little Nightmare, that's what it's called, right? Little Nightmare.
I think so.
It's an ugly, cute pet for me. I think they did really well with the Nightmare, and as in, it's supposed to be grotesque and it's supposed to be scary, and it's supposed to be ugly, but
It's hideous done right.
Yeah. Good. You took the
hideous
words
done
right out
well.
of my mouth.
That's
Hideous done well. So the way it walks is pretty neat. It's actually kind of small, if you ask me, with how big the Nightmare is. Like, it's like Nightmare is tall, but she lanky.
And I think the pet retains the lankiness really, really well. This is the pet that's currently sitting in my POH right now.
Huh. So it's not, I mean, I don't even think you wanted this pet. Like, out of all the pets that I've seen you get, I think you were the least excited about this one.
I was pissed.
You were
when I got
pissed.
this pet.
Yeah.
We were in a bingo for our old sister clan, and I was absolutely livid when I got this pet because it was the last day of the event. We're almost to like the end. We have a couple hours to go, and I'm like, dude, last ditch effort. I got to go to a nightmare mass because like I couldn't kill Fazanis back then. I'm still not good at killing it now, but I went to a nightmare mass to like maybe I'll get lucky, and I did get lucky. And I got the collection log pop up, and I was absolutely stoked. It was Little Nightmare on like 43 KC in a mass when I wasn't the MVP. I think I brought like an Abyssal Bludgeon with me to kill the boss. Like Bandos Bludgeon Myth Cape, got the pet. I submitted it, and I'm like, dude, at moderator, surely. And they're like, yeah, no, this doesn't count as a Nightmare unique.
Because you can get it other places, right? No.
Fazani's Nightmare. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm like,
Huh?
For the first bingo I ever did, the Roth Bingo 4.0. Shout out to Greg's Gillinor Gambits. Those of you who are still out there, still playing. Greg, Nicole, Cake, all y'all. We had a Nightmare Unique as the last item to black out the board. And we never got it. We won the event, but we didn't black out the board because we couldn't get a Nightmare Unique. And I got the pet, and I posted in that Discord because I'm still in there. I'll occasionally see the folks hanging out. You know, they still actively play and all that. And I posted it in their little smaller Discord and was like, 2 years later, I finally completed, or 1 year later, or whatever time it was. Like, I finally completed the board. Like, I finally contributed to Nightmare, like as a joke. And they said, yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Nightmare Pet didn't count on that board either. I'm like, you guys gotta be kidding me. So, like, it genuinely would not have mattered.
Wow.
Like, the Nightmare Pet, it was the pet that it never mattered.
People are salty.
Yeah, it never
Wow.
mattered. And then, just to add insult to injury for that bingo, we got so screwed at Serb, we never got... They said dupes don't count. Dupes counted for every tile except Cerberus for some reason. And when we asked them why don't dupes count, they just said, oh, we don't feel like it. So
What?
that particular bingo that I was in when I got the Nightmare Pet, we were salty about to begin with.
Yeah.
And then right after that bingo ended, I got a Cerberus task, my first ever Cerberus task. 8 KC got a prim, and that would have completed the tile had the event gone on for 2 hours longer. So that was fun and really annoying. So yeah, I don't hate the Nightmare Pet. It's weird that it's the only thing on my collection log from Nightmare.
Yeah.
Like, it's really weird to see just the pet for Nightmare. But
C tier?
I'm
I'm indifferent.
how do you feel about the transmog?
Oh, uglier than the actual pet, worse than the actual pet. I think that's a terrible decision for a transmog.
I think it fits. I think the decision for the transmog, like as to why that's the transmog works.
Sure, it's a parasite, right?
But it doesn't look good.
No, I even forgot there was a transmog. If we're being really honest,
And just to pour more salt in your wound, do you want to know what the transmog is? Like what the model of the parasite is?
Is it a chompy chick?
No, it's Vespula with Nightmare's head on top of Vespula. That's literally all a parasite is. It's Vespula's model with a Nightmare, with the head of Nightmare, just sort of like hair and all, just like photoshopped.
I hate
on
it.
there.
I hate it. F tier. It's not good. It's not good.
I think
I
think
be
that
C
transmog
tier.
that transmog brings about some prestige because Fazani's Nightmare is hard to kill for the average player. So I think it has something going for it. But of the flexes in this game, it's absolutely grotesque. Like compared to the other, like, you know, Sanguine Dust, Inferno Transmog, TOA Pet Transmogs, it's just bad. It's just bad.
Get it out of here. Where are we putting it?
Part of me wants to put it in the B tier, but I'm fine with C tier.
Okay.
Because I think it's...
You can live there. Next to the pet rock.
It's... the rock and the dark core all in the C tier. Sarachnis. Where are you putting...
Oh my gosh.
Putting the Sarachnis
All right.
pet?
I'm really, really, really going to try and steer away from the fact that it's just an upside down chompy with legs. How terrible of a decision that was. And I think this is B tier for me. You're Spider-Man, so you may want to put it in the A tier, but like it's a mid-game boss, fairly easy to kill, drop rate's decent. I'm not going to mention my other quarrels, but it's pretty average. It's a cool pet. Like it has cool transmogs too. I would say that they're very accessible.
Unique and accessible.
Yeah.
I can think of about 13 or 14 people right now who aren't me that when they hear the word Sarachnis, they shudder a bit.
Your bingo team?
Because of the hell that we endured
Please no.
during bingo to get this goddamn
right, because
drop.
didn't we have it 2 Sarachnis uniques? Because we're like, oh, it's a mid-game
We had 2
boss.
Sarachnis uniques because we're like, yeah, we want the lower level players to be busy the whole time.
And that's
what we always strive for in bingo was like, we want people to have something to do. Because like the first bingo I played in back in the day was fun, but by the time I got back from my weekend vacation, all the stuff that I could do was gone. It was all done. It was all completed. So I was just like being a bullet sponge and like tagging along at shit that I had no business tagging along to. Like I was so low level that like, hey guys, I got this new blowpipe. Let's go test it out at General Guard. Or like I got my first Zalwar kill like a day or two before the event started. Like I was not at all prepared to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So we always want to make sure that like if you're not prepared to, you know, sit at Nightmare or sit at Gauntlet or sit at Tob because that's the last tile your team has, that you still have something to do.
Yeah.
Right? Because what we found when making bingos, now this does tangent a little bit, if we make bosses that are easier have more requirements, what ends up happening is the harder stuff, like if we have 1 Tob unique, only a small amount of people can do Tob per team for what we usually get in bingo. There's usually only like 4 or 5 people max who can consistently do Theater of Blood. If we put 1 Tob unique on, that's just that team running it for a couple of days until they get any Tob unique or a specific Tob unique. If we put 2 or 3 Sarachnis drops, what we found ends up happening is unless the low level players get really lucky, what happens is the higher level players have to come do that content too. So it sways a lot of people into doing the more mid-game stuff. And frankly, in my opinion, the best way to do it is as a team.
Yeah.
Like doing the lower mid-level stuff when like it's what you're pushing for at the very end. Doing it together as a team is a lot of fun. Like getting the boys together to 2-tick teaks on different worlds to catch up for woodcutting XP is fun. Gout Tuber together is fun. Sarachnis was fun for a while, and then I think after the 100th time we said full, we were all ready to die, and then it just. This is a B tier pet. This is a B tier pet.
I don't even remember what I said. I think I said B tier. Yeah, it's pretty average. Pretty
And
average.
funny enough, this will also upset the person who DM'd me. And said, no, B
Oh.
tier pet. This boy's gonna kill me afterwards.
So they have Scorpia and
Oh.
Sarachnis.
I don't think they have the Sarachnis pet. Ugh. Okay. This monstrosity of a
Scotizo.
drop pet.
I think you need to let me.
Where's this pet? Hold on. Where's this pet going? Just before you started. Where's this pet going? Why is it going in the F
Because
tier?
it stomps.
Correct. All right. Give me speaker piece.
It's a pretty it's one of two demons technically, if you don't count Chaos Elemental as a demon, which in RS3 it looks like a
not.
demon. I'm just saying it looks.
Cerberus counts as a demon technically.
Okay, 3 demons. Yeah, I guess you're right. Cerberus is a demon. It's one of the 2 humanoid demon figures that we have. Brother of Volcano. Actually, Volcano's a demon. So there's another humanoid. There's 3 humanoid demons. Brother to
Lord knows Volcano's humanoid. Am I right, fellas?
Brother to Stop it. Stop it. I would say I would put this in the A tier because he is adequately sized. I like the color scheme. There's a lot of things that can go fashionscape wise. I think you seriously need to talk to somebody about this stomping this stomping sound, because it is absolutely skewing your viewpoint on these cool pets. Just because it stomps, it's in the F tier. Like, literally, dude. Like, Scotizo is a cool pet. Like, it is a neat looking. I can't argue
There's
with
a lot
you.
of personal salt that comes along with Scotizo.
For you?
Because I know the drop rate is 1 in 65, but the fact that I don't have it at 48 KC is just offensive.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what KC I got Scotizo at? 44. So, like, it took a long time. I greenlogged it at like 46, I think, because I got the. What was the last thing? Oh, the jar. I think I got the jar last. I think.
I remember. I think I was online. I was doing top when you did that. I think the only drop I have from Scotizo, I don't have the totem, the claws, the jar, or the pet in 47 KC. The only unique item I have received from Scotizo was an onyx, and I wanted to scream.
Was it from Scotizo?
Yes, it was from Scotizo.
Wait, you didn't get your onyx from Zulrah?
I mean, I have 6 onyxes. 5 of them come from Zulrah.
But your first
one of them comes from Scotizo.
Your first onyx
No, it
on
wasn't
the
the first
collection
one.
log.
No, it wasn't the first one. I don't think, anyways. It genuinely might have been, depending on when I got it. But, like, literally, it was so gross. That's 1 in 65. And I got an onyx.
What's the effective drop rate when you count all the drop rates of each totem? I don't know.
Still, it does. No, don't play that. Don't play that game with me. Don't do that. Because
I like Scotizo. Again, I would put it in the A tier because he is a cool looking demon. If you take away the stomp, where would you put it? You're ridiculous. It's not going in the F tier. That would be a criminal act to put Scotizo in the. When you're talking about accessible pets, this is another one of them, and this one's actually cool. Like, the fault of Chaos Elemental is it's accessible, but it's not good. Little Scout. What's his name? What's the name of the pet? Skotos, I think.
yeah, Skotos.
Mimus says F tier 2 common and it stops.
My genuine first thought, I was like, oh, it's Scoties Ho. And I'm like, nope, that's the girl on Twitter. That's not the name of the pet. Skotos is the name of the pet.
I'm gonna let you drop it wherever you feel is adequate, just so you can have your
Don't
moments.
do that. Don't do that.
Listen, wherever you feel is adequate based on our conversation.
Where do you genuinely feel this pet belongs?
If we're taking into account your hatred for the stomping pet,
No, not my hatred. Where do you think it goes?
A
Did you
tier.
say it goes in the A tier?
Yeah.
Okay, sick.
C
Right
tier.
in the purgatory hell where it belongs.
Okay. All the
Look at
stomping.
that. I should group all the shitty stompers together. Just stick them all right next to each other in a corner. Oxie hates us and he wants us to know. That'll be the sign they hold up. God,
Oh man.
hate stomping pets.
Well, I'm glad all the stomping pets are out of the tier list, or they have been placed on the tier list, so we can stop having this absurd conversation.
I think the stomping ones are done. There's one pet that might stomp, and if it does, I swear to God, I'm gonna have a fit. Does anyone know if Ohm stomps?
Oh, Ohm
We'll
doesn't
cross that bridge
stomp.
when we get. Somebody do some
Way
research.
too
Does
small.
Ohm stomp?
It's
Well,
like
we'll do some research.
pat. Have you seen the
We'll
legs?
I don't want to talk about Ohm right now.
Okay.
I really
Okay.
don't.
Okay.
I don't want to talk about
Okay.
Ohm right now.
Moving on.
Because trust me, I got lots of words.
Moving on. So
Zuck.
Zuck comes in two forms. One of them is cool. One of them is not. And based on a comment you made last episode, I think we have very differing opinions on which one is which. Because you said you like the Nibbler more than you like the Zuck. And I'm very curious why. Why is that? That you like?
I think the Nibbler is a lot cuter.
Well, cuter, but
And I
like,
think-
does Zuck need to
So-
be cute? Does the Zuck
The
pet?
problem I have with Zuck in the pet form is it doesn't have legs. It's the same problem you have with Kraken, that it's in a pool and it's following you around. That's the problem I have with Zuck. Is like, I think Zuck in lava looks strange. I think
Mm.
Zuck, it's a cool looking model. I think the lack of legs, like if I got this pet, I would keep it in the Nibbler form. I would not put it into anything else.
Gotcha.
You know,
I mean,
unless like it was like everyone had their Zuck pets out for a photo, I think it would just be the Nibbler for me. I think the Nibbler's cool. And again, it's just the fact that you don't see Zuck's legs, which makes sense because you don't see Zuck's legs in the Inferno. And as we'll come to discuss, sometimes making up the legs of a creature ruins the model of the pet. But that's neither here nor there right now. The RS3 pet adaptation of Zuck is cool.
Oh, is it? Neat.
I think it's just a tiny version of Zuck, and RS3 did a fantastic job of keeping the art style true to old school
That's neat.
with Zuck. I mean, granted, it does look a little different, because it's like, you know, Zuck has a sword and like it's a whole different fight. Like the Inferno, quote unquote, the Inferno in RS3 is very different.
Yeah.
Than the Inferno in old school. But they did a great job with Zuck and a great job with that music track. Any opportunity to have to talk about The Glory of Combat is the name of that track, and it's on Spotify now.
Ooh.
Glory of Combat is a great music track.
Is the Inferno, specifically Zuck, is that the first thing that RS3 took from old school? Not took from, but like, I know that we've gotten a lot of stuff from RS3 into old school, but I'm trying to remember if there's anything that we got first in old school that then moved over to RS3.
I think it might have been, yeah.
Okay.
I think
Well, that's cool.
Zuck was the first thing that RS3 has taken from old school.
Yeah.
Because we have, even the stuff that is like new for us, like Sins of the Father, is largely drawn on the RS3 equivalent of that quest.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the stuff
Lord
we
of
get
Vampirium?
is new.
No, that's the penultimate.
Lord of Vampirium's the finale. Sins of the Father is the penultimate. But I don't know what it's called in RS3. But it's more or less the same thing. Like, end of the day, Vanstrom is Safalan's father. Like, it all ends the same. It's just the process a little bit different. I'm sure the boss fight's a little bit different too. So like, it's cool that it was transferred over to whatever. This is the only, because you mentioned it earlier. This is one of 4 that you've not technically attempted or gotten a KC at.
4?
Hard mode, CM, expert mode, TOA, Inferno. I think are the 4 that you don't have a kill count at.
Right.
So you just mentioned that earlier as like,
But I have attempted the Inferno. I got to wave 22. So
you know what to do, boys.
Listen,
get the ads going.
I've not gone into a hard
Don't
mode.
get the ads going.
I don't think I've been in a CM, and I've not even attempted a 300. So like, of the 4 that you mentioned, I could argue that I have at least been in the Inferno to have an opinion.
I have accidentally been in hard mode a lot.
What do you mean accidentally?
You queue up for a party and you don't pay attention and the leader doesn't pay attention and you pot up and you go into a regular top and then suddenly all 8 crabs come out at maiden and you're like, why can't I kill the blood? Like, that's very strange. It's just like accidental. You're like, holy shit, is this hard mode?
It's funny, actually.
And then you either complete the room or you wipe because no one was taking it seriously, and suddenly maiden's attacking at like a 3-tick attack speed because you let all the crabs through.
That's funny.
Yeah, so hard mode, accidental hard mode top gets a giggle every now and then. But
where are we putting this? I think we've talked a lot. We've talked a lot about Zuck and not a lot of action. So,
I mean, for me personally, of the items on the collection log, the pet's the least important of the two. For me, obviously. I think, I don't know, I would put this pet probably in the A tier. Just because I think a lot of people share your opinion that the Zuck itself looks nice. I think they're just both well designed and well liked pets. Again, I don't dislike the way Zuck looks. The no legs just bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't like the pool. I don't love the pool with Kraken either, but I think Kraken's position kind of reflects that, you know?
They didn't need a pool for Kraken. Thematically, they didn't need it. Like Temporos, it makes sense because it's a monster made of water, but there's other things. Trying to specifically think.
Well, Temporos also, because like if Temporos is just a body of water, the body of water could follow you around. It just doesn't make a ton of sense that a Kraken or Zuck in a pool of liquid is following you around.
Yeah,
I just don't know. The lack of legs really throws me off, but I like the way Zuck looks. Zuck is beautifully animated.
A tier it is.
Yeah, and the Nibbler's also really good.
That's S tier.
Is it S tier? Oh shit.
Yeah, put it in the A tier.
Yeah, I think that's nice in the A tier. Put the Nibbler there. Put Zuck there in the A tier. We're on to the final 10. We only got 2 categories left.
Let's do it.
It's time for the DT2 bosses. So, how we feeling about the DT2 bosses? I know one of these can go in the S tier for sure.
Really?
One of these off the rip is an S tier boss or an S tier pet.
Is it the ugly little boy?
Well, you may not look British. It's 100% Baron in the S tier. I think this pet is so dumb and so great that it belongs in the. I just think it's cute and stupid, and I love it. It is that other end of the spectrum where, like, if Penance Queen is ugly and bad, Baron is ugly and good.
He does, he does have a certain charm to him that I think they captured really well in a very ugly pet, because like they could have had a very ugly pet that nobody liked, but it's just something about him. It's, you just like, you can't pull your eyes away, you know? The eyes, the puckered lips, the teeth, the little
The fact that the eyes are not facing in the same direction.
The cross-eyed. The little arms, the little tail. What's it supposed to be? Whenever I was reading the quest lore, like the quest dialogue, in my brain I heard the Baron. Oh, so this was just a guy who was a Baron that got, took the wrong deal and became a demon. But like, has it always just been a demon and then they just named him the Baron for some reason?
I mean, it's the Duke.
The Duke. You're right.
Duke suck. Duke.
What is he the Duke of? Is his name Duke? Is he the Duke of something?
Duke Succulus of the Gorok area, I think. What do I look like? The lore guy here? I think he was corrupted and he ate the prisoners. There was too many prisoners, so he started eating them, and then he became the monstrosity that he is.
So he was a human then. He was. You don't know?
Dog, you're gonna have to look it up. I don't know.
Listen, Oxie, you could just say I don't know.
I thought it was good enough the first time I said.
Oh, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you. Duke, the little Baron. He's cutie pie.
Mima in the recording booth chat says F Nibbler reskin stomps, not iconic. It's gonna make a difference.
Does he
if
stomp?
this pet stomps? So help me God. I'm about to DM
How could this
someone
guy stomp?
Does anyone? I don't think he does. I think Mima's just full of shit and doesn't want to see this pet in the S tier.
Mima's salty. He is super salty.
I'm about to ask the CC. Does anyone know if the Duke pet stomps? Question mark. We'll see what they say.
Do you know if you can get gems from amethyst mining?
I don't know. We've got one person who says it doesn't.
I'll
So
take the gem bag just in case. Somebody said no. Mima, I think you are pulling our leg here, bud. I think you really do.
and the guy's got 1,700 Duke KC.
He would never? Oh my gosh.
All right. Perfect. Perfect.
It doesn't
Sounds
stop,
like
Mima.
it doesn't stomp. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. All right. Where are we sticking the bear in
Okay.
here? Where are we putting the
The little
Duke?
guy, I think you want him in the S tier. And I could agree.
I do want him in the S tier.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a good S tier choice.
I agree.
It's a good S tier choice. It doesn't stomp. It's an S tier pet. On to Butch. I don't know where they got Butch from. Maybe Butcher. I don't know where they got Butch from Vardorvis.
Because he butchers people?
But maybe.
Or he's butchered himself?
I don't know, but it's also a plant. Okay, hold on. Mohadib, who answered our question in the CC, he popped into the recording booth chat. He said, "Came here just to agree, Baron S tier."
Hell yeah. Welcome, Mohadib.
So where does this pet go? I feel like all four of these pets are going to be really highly ranked.
Of the four, I think the Baron is probably the most lacking. It's rather small,
It's already made it into the S tier.
but Vardorvis in the actual game is small. So I don't know where to put. I really don't. Like, I don't care too much for Butch, the Vardorvis pet. Of the four, I would happily put it in the C tier. I know it probably doesn't deserve it. And look, just because it's a new shiny toy doesn't mean it's great. You know what I mean? Just because it's the newest of the bosses doesn't mean it needs a high ranking. It's pretty mid. So like C tier.
Is it one of the pets with the emote?
I don't know. I haven't seen, honestly, you keep talking about emotes and I don't know what they are. I've not seen them happen and I don't know how to make them happen.
You have to right click. Apparently Butch and Whisper have emotes. They're like attack animations.
Uh-huh.
They're like they're the only two pets in the game that will do the animations. And it's new with Desert Treasure 2. I think this pet looks awesome. I think it looks really, really cool.
What about it looks cool? Like
the
the
fact
walking
that it's
animation?
bloodied up. I like the color scheme, the red and the white, the dark gray. The fact that it doesn't emote is cool. I obviously don't have it. I don't know. I think it's a well animated pet. I think it's an adequate size. It's not too small, but it's not too large. It's a nice size. Feel the same way about Whisper as well.
Yeah, Whisper is also kind of mid. My two favorites of these are obviously Duke and Leviathan, but we're not ranking them yet. We're talking about Vardorvis. So, yeah, if I had to choose a place, I would put it in the C tier.
I would smack this bitch right in the A tier. I don't know. I just don't know if C tier is the move.
Again, I think you're thinking of it as a shiny new toy. And if this boss came out, like if we're talking about this like 3 years from now, it's still mid. It's not A tier quality. 3 years from now.
I don't think that's true at all. I think Dusk and Dawn are 5, 6, 7 years old, and they still made A tier.
Yeah, because it's a cool pet. I don't know.
And I think Butch is also a cool pet.
So if it's not C tier and it's not A tier, where's the compromise? B tier.
A tier.
A tier is the compromise.
I really think
A tier is a compromise between us.
If we put
Right
this pet in the B tier,
who's gonna cry?
If we put this pet in the B tier, we are gonna get some hellfire.
I care not. Like we put we put Cowfight Queen in the D tier, I think we're already gonna catch some hands. So
Calvi Queen is ranked too highly.
That is
number two.
purely your opinion. The fact that all of the stompers have to be ranked F tier, that's also catch these hands. So
I'm telling
like,
you, it's not. I bet you. I want you guys to sound off.
well, they are
in
going to
general.
sound
How do you
off
guys feel
next.
about stomping pets?
You're getting way too ahead of yourself with the community question here, but next week we're going to hear all about it. So
I already know what the community question is going to be. I know.
Yeah.
God, I really don't want to put Butch in the B tier. It just
Are you gonna
doesn't
die on
feel
this hill?
right. It just doesn't feel right.
doesn't
to
feel
put Butch
right.
in. Like, look at the other pets in there, and I just don't.
It looks the same to me, like in looks wise. Like you're talking about the color scheme. Small Kano has the color scheme you're talking about. Seractus has the color scheme you're talking about. So like, I literally think it's just
So does Venonata.
I think it's literally just you, because it's a new boss. You feel bad. Like you don't need to feel bad.
Is it? Trust me. I do not feel bad about any of the ratings I have given these pets at all. What if I gave you the counter argument that because it's a new shiny boss that you've done like once, you don't want to rate it very highly because you haven't done it and you don't like it?
I mean, there's bosses
Come on
that
now.
I've done once.
You've got a bias because it's new and shiny, and you don't want to just put the new and shiny things
Listen,
ranked up
if
high.
we're gonna get ahead of ourselves a little bit, I think Leviathan sucks as a boss fight. I don't like the mechanics. I would not enjoy doing it, but I also think that the boss is really cool. I think the pet is really cool. So that logic doesn't stand in court. I'm sorry. There's no correlation between my experience with the boss and how I think the pet is gonna,
So then why is there an experience with how old the bosses are with how much I like them?
Huh? For which one?
Why is for all of these pets? Why is there you just like it because it's a shiny new toy? Maybe it's because the stuff they've released since like 2021 has been really good looking. It's been good looking stuff.
It's just
I think with the exception,
literally just
there are two exceptions. I think
Butch.
because technically not counting the recolored Heron, we've got the Abyssal Protector and Fazani's or the Nightmare Pet. Everything else that they've released that's new is B tier or above, right? The transmog for the Abyssal Guardian thing. Nex is in the D tier too. Most of what they've released in the last couple of years is beautiful, and I think because of that, I just think Vardorvis is a good, scary looking boss.
Okay, so I went on the wiki and I saw the emotes, and they are pretty cool. But does that, I don't know, does that to me, for my opinion, does that raise my opinion to B tier? Maybe. Maybe it's not C tier in my opinion. Maybe it's B tier. I have a just like your unreasonable opinion about stomps. I have an unreasonable opinion about small pets. I literally could care less if it's too
I don't
tiny.
think he's that small.
He's small.
I don't think he's
Somebody
that
come to the
small.
Amethyst Mine with your Vardorvis pet. Show me. Because I think he's small. There's not a... Okay, so what I wish they would do is on the wiki, they would have like a picture of somebody with it like behind you. Because he looks tiny. Even in the emote screen, it looks tiny. I don't know. That's just... See? He looks kind of tiny.
I don't think that's a very tiny pet.
Okay, you're right. It's not that tiny.
I don't think that's like compared to like look at this pet. Like that's a tiny pet.
Okay, you're right
there. I don't think that's a very
Kraken.
very tiny.
You gotta
pet.
cater to the
Mole's a tiny.
You gotta
pet.
cater to the audio only folks. Kraken is a tiny pet. Yes. Kraken is tiny.
Just
Mole's
saying.
kind of fine. Put in the A tier.
Yes, there we go. We got him, boys. We got him.
Listen,
Butch is in the A tier.
That's not fair. You can't just like wear me down. I'm a human too.
Okay, don't pull the sympathy card. I told you the gloves were coming on this
That's
week.
true.
I'm opinionated, man. What do you want from me?
Whisper B tier.
I'll give this one to you.
Okay.
I don't entirely agree with it. I still think it could be A tier for the emo. And I think, do you get both versions of Whisper
Let me see.
when you get the pet? Do you get do we get the normal and the Shadow Realm Whisper?
Let me look. Wisp is its name.
Might. Mm-hmm.
It says, I don't think there's a difference. No, there's no transmog.
I thought there's a color difference, like a slight little outline.
Normally, the wiki has any variations, and this one does not. Like, the wiki does not say anything about it. I may be wrong. The wiki is just not updated. Even these emotes are kind of boring.
Because why does a Whisper? It doesn't even have. Oh yeah, Awakened Quest. That's not the same stuff. But I know just when she's in the Shadow Realm, she looks, I think, a little bit different. I think. God, that is horrendous. It's a horrifying looking creature right there.
Oh, neat.
Jesus God. But I'll give it to you. I don't entirely agree.
Leviathan,
but I'll secede with Whisper.
Appreciate it.
What am I gonna say about Leviathan?
Leviathan is S tier.
Leviathan's really damn big.
Oh my gosh! Stop it,
dude. Leviathan's a big
Stop
ass
it.
pet.
How
Leviathan is a big ass.
How
pet.
big is Levi? There's no shot. This is that big. Leviathan. It doesn't even have a picture.
But Google Images does, baby. Let's see.
Leviathan.
Where's the pet? That's a big old.
That's
pet
a chunky
right
boy.
there.
But how big is
That's
Leviathan?
A big old
Leviathan
pet.
is probably one of the bigger ones.
That's a big old.
Like
pet.
Duke is huge, and they made the pet kind of small. Mighty's on there. That's cool.
3 times, yeah.
Why is Mighty when you Google Leviathan?
Because he released a video of him getting the Leviathan.
That's
pet.
cool. So I think in terms of how big the boss is, it's adequately sized. Like it's not. Why? What makes it too big for you? I think you're mad, dude. Like,
dog, it's a big pet.
That's fine.
I don't
though.
like big pets.
Shut up. Where are you ranking this? Where would you put it?
I would put Leviathan in the A tier. Because it looks cool and it's got a lot of really cool mechanics. And it's like, you know, when I say mechanics, I mean like the pathing mechanics of the pet. It can't get stuck on corners.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the new pathing they put in for the pet. It's another one of those weird, like, it's a pool in the water that follows you around. And I'm like,
I would, okay, if in terms of like how they made the pet, just like it's just its head and it's coming out of that pool of water, I think that's kind of silly. So I would agree with you in that sense that maybe that knocks it down a peg. A tier's probably fine.
It makes sense, I think,
because I
think having like an eldritch deity sized eel follow you around it's kind of like that SCP story where there's like the mind controlling eel that, like, think of the biggest thing you can think of, like miles long, and then think of like it's even bigger than that, like this mind controlling eel from the SCP Foundation. And that kind of is what it reminds me of, and that's just unrealistic to have as a pet, you know?
Yeah.
So I get it.
So A tier?
I'd be more than happy with
A tier's fine. I think if like,
even the criticisms on offering, I still think it's an A tier pet.
Yeah. Alrighty, we're done with Desert Treasure. And now I think we're in Oxy's favorite category of pets.
On to the raid pets. We've got 3 pets and 3 transmogs. And the warden transmog is just going to represent all 5 TOA transmogs because that's a pain in the ass to do all 5 of them.
Yo, while we were in break, we had a mini break. You guys didn't hear it, but while we were in break, Mima said that we should do a just transmogs pet tier list as like a part 3. But that sounds exhausting to do next week. Maybe we'll put that one in our back pocket for another time. But I think that would make for fun content as well because there's probably at least another 20 that we could do if we do every single transmog that we didn't include here.
It's what, like all 6 colors of the
Yes. Every color
that's
of
a
cat.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's what I'm saying though. We could get it done. It'd be kind of fun.
It's like 30 birds or something like that. Oh,
But
all right.
Teams of Masket unequivocally, undoubtedly, something, whatever, S tier. There's no other way to say it. Even without the transmogs, I think that this Temekin's Guardian has a firm seat in the S tier as one of the coolest pets. If I didn't already have the Bloodhound in my all-time fave, this would be an all-time fave. But I had to put my good old boy, my little guy, in the all-time fave. I couldn't. So Temekin's Guardian has to be in the S tier, even without the transmogs.
I don't really feel one way or another about the Temekin's Guardian, right? But we're going to put our hands out and we're going to shake on something.
Oh, okay.
Right?
What are we shaking on?
Just Temekin's Guardian in the
Oh,
S tier.
yeah,
We're going
there
to
we
shake
go.
on it, right? We're going to shake on it. So it's going to come up later here in a little bit,
Oh,
right? I'm content to put Temekin's Guardian in S. That's fine.
sweet.
I think I prefer Lydness' Guardian. I think that's Osrs.
The week that Oxie controls the tier list, a lot of Googling.
Yeah.
He didn't want to open a second window. Just
Lydness' Guardian.
take away the
I don't
tier
need
list.
to. No, they don't need to see it. Come on now. Yeah, I think I like the way the Lydness' Guardian works a little bit better.
Oh,
Just because I like the shield.
I like the hat.
I like the shield and I like the hat
Yeah.
of the Lydness. But you need the transmog for that, and that's not what we're talking about.
Oh, you need the transmog
that's-
for that?
Yeah, so
Huh.
that's I think you do anyways. So that is Prestige, just get another arcane. Chamber sucks. Yeah, that's the Temekin's Guardian. It's good.
Yeah, I love it.
It's very
I
detailed.
love
It's very
it.
detailed.
Look at all the
I'm
skulls,
noticing all
dude.
like the skulls. Yeah,
So cool.
it's very cool. It's a cool design for a pet. I'll put it in the S tier, but we'll shake on it.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying is that we'll shake on it.
And then the transmog, also S tier. Because the transmog houses, if you go like, if we're just saying that all encompassing this one item like represents each of the 4 bosses, 5 technically if you count wardens, this is also S tier. Because I mean, it would be hard to say of all of the raid transmogs, this is the coolest. It has some of the cooler models. Because like the crocodile, massive. He's so cool. I think Baba with its running mechanic is neat. So I don't really need to give it much props. It's
Kefri takes the whole
Yeah,
thing. Kefri takes
a
the
little
cake
ball
for
of
this
poop.
one. The damn ball that rolls
Yeah.
around. Oh my god.
Yeah.
You can't beat the Kefri one.
so
So I'm content to put the TOA transmogs also in the S tier.
what?
Because I really don't
Well
hate
done.
any of the TOA transmogs. I really don't.
All right.
Oh,
Good old omelet.
Finally here. We're finally here at this godforsaken lizard. Do you want me to go first?
No.
Or do you want
I'm going
to
to tell
go
you right
first?
now, D tier. Maybe C tier. But this is not a good pet. I think I'm vibing with your energy. I hope I'm vibing with your energy. That this is just
I feel like I
not
could
a
cry.
good pet.
We've tried so hard to get. He's finally here. He's made it. He's got right opinions about PVM
You're
stuff.
ridiculous.
It's taken so
You're
long. He's finally
You're
here.
ridiculous.
Please continue with your thoughts on this pet.
It's so how do you conceptualize a massive dragon that you can only see the hands and the head? Right? They didn't they didn't do it well because I've seen
You've seen the Ohm dick?
Yes.
The Ohm dick? That's so funny.
What is it like the head of the penis is the head
it's just like a dude.
Ohm's
it's
head.
a dude laying down with like the hands, and then the head. Ohm's head is his head.
That's the only way that this would make it S tier if that was reality. But no, it's just like it's so
nothing
tall.
Really spices up raids like a big slanging dick.
He's just
following
standing
you
there
around.
menacingly.
But no, not menacingly. Literally, he looks like a what the f*** is up, Kyle? Like that's what he looks like. I hate on it. Like second only to Calfight Queen. I hate this pet. It's so
it's not good.
So stupid. They had the potential, right? Ohm is so large and so ferocious. You only see its head and its hands. Picture an Eastern dragon. Picture something like Rayquaza, right? Imagine if that was Ohm. It could follow behind you and like snake its way through the sky, right? Like a Chinese Eastern dragon looking thing where it's very long and very just like spooky looking.
I had to Google what
That could have
Rayquaza
been
is.
mad potential. We're just going to breeze over that one because I ain't got the time to get into it. But they instead went with the like wide Putin arms are like stuck out to the sides because it can't move. It's like ominously staring at you. Literally, it looks like a kid who's trying to be tough, but would run the minute you went like beep. I hate this pet.
We can just put it.
This is one of the few
D
pets
tier.
that I also think is too small.
It's way too small.
Why?
Like
Why are you having this physically size-wise what is presumably one of the largest creatures in the game, bigger than Zuck, bigger than Verzik? Why is it so damn small? And the fact that it's on its hind legs, which are, you can't see it in this picture, disproportionately tiny. I hate this pet so much I'm going to look it up and put it on.
Oh no.
Ohm pet. I hate this pet so goddamn much.
Oh no.
Ohmlet. Look, report. Huh? I don't want to. Oh my god. Ohmlet. Oh my god. Please load the Ohmlet.
Oh, that.
Look at
so
this.
Bad.
Look at those legs. Look
It
at them
looks like
little
it's trying to
tootsies.
be a
They don't make-
bodybuilder.
It's a gecko. It's not a dragon. It's a gecko, and it looks like shit. Hate it. Why is the tail so unfortunately long?
Yeah. The tail's
Like,
longer
I
than
just-
its body.
Which, like, it makes sense with most animals. That's usually how
But, like,
tails
look at-
work for large creatures like that. But still,
Look at
it's just
dragons in RuneScape
dumb.
though. Their tails are short.
dumb.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, I mean, again, like proportionately speaking, when you're talking about large, long animals, like think of like sauropods, for example. They have very long tails because it helps counterbalance the neck or whatever, which in this case apparently helps counterbalance this like puffed out chest, not like a big bodybuilder chest, like skinny dude who's pushing his chest out to fight you for talking to his Discord kitten, kind of puffed out chest. I hate this motherfucker. I really do. And it's not, people are like, oh, it's because you don't like chambers. You're right. I don't. But oh my God. Why is Ohm even a dragon? They say in the recording booth chat. Thank you. I just think the way they made this pet is gross.
Yeah.
I don't like this pet very much at all. I'll stick it in the D tier, and that's as nice as I'm going to get. I
Easy
don't like
peasy.
this pet.
Easy.
Now, what's the follow-up to
peasy.
this next pet, Michael?
S tier.
You're goddamn right it is.
Because like that's the only redeeming quality for Omelet is that you never have to look at it again with the metamorphic dust.
Thank you. Like I said, it took so we're here. Michael's got the best opinions
Listen,
for PVM.
I think that
right now. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. Ugh. The only one I really don't like, and this one is, I know people are going to disagree. I don't like the way Puppadile looks. Puppadile is very low poly. It's very blocky. Puppadile has the parts of OSRS bosses that I don't really like.
yeah,
That's the only one I'm really, and Puppadile's tiny. I'm just really not a fan of the Puppadile.
yeah, it's kind of small. Because they did the baby one,
Vasa-
right? Instead of
I mean, it's just the same model, just like scaled down. Puppadial, Mutadial, and Baby Muta are all the same thing. Just like
You want to know a real
resolution
fun
scaled
fact?
differently.
Whenever they were designing chambers, the artists did live streams. So I think it was Mod West or Mod Ghost. It's Mod West. He used to do live streams where he was like live on stream, like doing the actual designing for the character models. And so I got to tune in and have him actually build Mutadial from the ground up. And I got to watch him create that model. It was really cool. Really cool experience. It's something that I wish they would do more. Like, talk about the content, release the character models. It's fun to see stuff, content, like new content day one, and be like, oh my gosh, that's how it looks. But I also love seeing the behind the scenes stuff. Like being there whenever they're in the creation phase, and like they're chatting with the community, and they could have like in the moment feedback. So anyway, but the polling system is so great. What does that mean?
Chaos he's shitting on the polling system. Yeah, Tech Tiny and the little Vasa, they take this pet to a whole different level.
Yeah.
I love the Vasa pet. I love the Tecton pet. This I do have a bit of a sour feeling to this pet, which I don't attribute to the dust. I attribute to, shocker, omelet. You can't, like, in Leagues 3, I got dust on like my 3rd CM.
Really?
So if I got omelet, I would have had dusted omelet for every league going in.
Oh, because you have to get the dust back.
And I did so many goddamn chambers. I mean, not like hundreds, but like I did enough where like I should have gotten more purples.
Yeah.
I didn't get the omelet pet because of it. And the omelet pet is tied to purples.
Mm-hmm.
So when purple drop rates are boosted, so is the pet rate theoretically, because you're more apt to get it faster, right? And I didn't get it. So not only the only omelet pet look bad, it's also stupid. Yeah, I like the dust quite a bit. I do enjoy the dust.
All right. That leaves us literally the last, I guess if you count them as the same entity, but the last two. And I don't think there's a question of where these could go.
Just say, we shook on it, baby. We shook on it. I think compared to the dust, I don't know if Verzik
Lil Zik
looks the best.
Right.
I don't know if Lil Zik looks the best compared to the other pets that come with the dust. Those pet's cool as hell. This is like the raid pet that I want.
Yeah. You're a whore for the spiders.
I've got to do more Tob to get there. I think, yeah, exactly. I gotta get my spider pets, you know. And then I gotta get the dust after that, so I can have all the spiders with.
But they're crabs. They're not spiders.
They technically are spiders.
They call them crabs.
The music track is arachnids of Vampirian, because it's really unsettling to be like, hey, there are 24 spiders descending from the ceiling to kill you, when you could instead say, kill the white crab in the middle. You know, something about that's a little
more settling.
You know, yeah, it's a little more. It helps you sleep better at night. Yeah, Verzik pet's real
honestly, though, okay, I know we shook on it. This is just me giving my opinion. I'm fine with it being in the S tier. I would put Lil Zik in the B tier and put the Transmog in the S tier. Because I think of the differences, if you're looking at Temekin's Guardian versus Lil Zik, I think Temekin's Guardian's way cooler. And it could stand on its own. And it doesn't need the Transmogs to make it a cool pet. But like, I don't think Verzik is that cool of a boss to begin with. And that's just me being completely honest, that I think cool raid, not cool looking boss. You're very hurt, and I know that you are a fanboy for Tob, that the fervor you have for Tob is unmatched. I think you would die for
I wish my focus was, if my focus matched my fervor, I'd be rich as hell.
Right.
Unfortunately, it does not. It takes me like, which, by the way, we went raiding the other day, and I love taking breaks between raids because it's really hard for me to do it. We took a break between the first TOA that we did. We did one Tombs of a Master.
You and I?
Michael got up and walked away for 40
Was
minutes.
it 40 minutes?
He said, "I'm gonna be right back and have me some cereal." He was gone from 9:15 to like 9:40.
Oh my gosh. That's 30 minutes.
Gross.
But
It was way too long is the point.
Oh.
It was way too long. Let me check the timestamps on the DM.
Oh, okay.
I got a message at I messaged back the person who wanted to come with us, I think at 9:14.
Mhm.
And I didn't say, yeah, no, we're just duoing until 10:03 p.m.
Damn.
This man left, made cereal, tickled the missus, kissed the baby, and just forgot he was logged in forever. He didn't even leave the raid. He just like sat in Osmundon's tomb. And just like, I'm like, Michael, can you at least join the party? And by the time I said that, boom, he was gone. Yes. Like I'm justified in my few minutes between raids now because holy shit.
Yeah, it was a long time. I didn't realize it was like 30 or 40 minutes. I was like,
dude, it was I was literally just like sitting there twiddling my thumbs waiting for you to get back.
I was trying to find something to eat, and then I got discouraged because I didn't want to cook. And so then I just pulled out the kicks, which is like the
worse, so much worse.
The kicks, like the little corn puff ball things.
Yeah,
they're good
compared to tricks.
I mean, tricks are good, but we didn't have tricks, so I had kicks. And then I think I scrolled on my phone. Like I came back and I sat down, and I just scrolled on my phone watching a couple more TikToks, and then I was ready. So yes, if you had your fervor, if your stamina matched your fervor, I think you could be rich. But that's why
when you say it like that, hey yo. Like,
So yeah, I personally don't think that I don't think that Lil Zik or Verzik is that cool of a boss. The raid's cool, like I said, but she's meh. Like I would put Verzik in the A tier, but I would put the transmog, which is next, in the S tier.
I think there's no
question, right?
I think the transmog, dude, Zarpus alone brings a transmog up to an S tier, but then you get all of them together, it's good. It's real good.
I'm really sad that we don't have any S tier skilling pets. Like just looking at it,
I thought for sure you were gonna stick Tangleroot in the S tier, and I was content to have Tangleroot in the S tier, but you're like, no, Tangleroot's stupid because it's dumb.
I'm mad at Tangleroot.
The skilling pets just don't look as good.
They're
all old. They're all chunky.
They look great.
I would have put,
but you're just not a skiller.
I don't. You look at this ugly son of a bitch.
Yeah, the rock golem,
and you tell me
he's ugly. But I'm just saying, the rule of cool should not be a factor in which something is. Like the only factor.
And you know what? I can't even say that I wish we changed any of these because the gloves were off last week. I was quite passive in the decisions for the tier list.
The gloves are on now.
Look at where it ended.
The gloves are on. You did this? Would you have fought for any S tier pets? For like skilling pets or miscellaneous or anything from last episode? I could see Tangleroot moving up one. Now that we finished this, I could see it. This is still like the clay is still wet. We can still mold this. This is not locked in.
I don't know. I feel like the last tier list is pretty dry.
It's not locked in. Hakalugi on and throw that guy in the S tier.
I don't know. I just think.
I don't know. It just looks wrong to have only bossing pets in the S tier when there are really great skilling pets. They are really great. Ones that I'm seeing now probably could have been A tier. Like Herbivore probably could have been A tier. It's a great pet. I think. Okay, wait. If Herbivore had transmogs, it would be A tier. Maybe right now it's still B tier. Herbivore had the transmogs that people have posted on Reddit. Chaos Cleric says there's only one mistake on this list, and
I can see the mistake.
I don't know what it is.
I know exactly what the mistake
All right,
is.
well, let's let him post what he thinks the mistake. You can tell me what the mistake is. Oh my, shut up, dude. Put the KQ back up there. Yeah, guys, this is it. Sorry, we didn't give much explanations as to why what is it called? Something vampiric dust or something?
Sanguine dust.
The sanguine dust is S tier. I don't think it needs an explanation.
I was going to say, yeah, just look up if you don't know. Okay, so if you're not a tobber, you've never seen the pet, right? It does the same thing that the metamorphic dust from CMs does. You get it from hard mode Tob, and it transmogs Little Zik into the other 5 bosses. So you get Maiden, Bloat, Nilo Boss, Soat, and Zarpus. And they all look really cool and look exactly the same as they do in the game. I think Nilo Boss is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The Nilo and Zarpus are my 2 favorites of the dust.
Oh, Zarpus is cool. I was gonna say Sodaseg
because it's got the flapping pattern where it does like flap, 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 and it keeps that going. It's really cool. So someday I hope to have Dusted Zik. But we'll see. I've got one of the 3 special transmogs from hard mode Tob because I got Mega Spoon, so maybe we'll see some more here in the future eventually. But I don't know, man. I think this is it. This is our adequate bell curve. It's not really quite a bell curve, but it's an adequate curve for a pet tier list. And I am very interested to see where the conversations go from here from folks. What are your guys' opinions?
There's quite a lot to look at here.
Yeah, there's a lot to look at. There's a lot to take in. We'll put this link in the description of the episode so you guys can definitely go in and do this yourself and like send us images of what you think it should be, because we'd love if you guys, like, not a lot of people do that. We'd love if you guys would do that, just like see like what your all-time favorite is and then where some of these other pets fall. So I think with that, we're gonna send you guys off to break. It's gonna be a long episode.
Buckle up.
So we're gonna send you to break.
Said it already.
Buckle up, boys. We'll see you after the break.
So, you're out of work, and you're looking for a career that'll bring purpose, meaning, and value to your life. Well, look no further. We have the opportunity for you. Here at the Grand Exchange, the customer comes first. One of our regulars always shows up wearing what I assume is like 1,000-year-old armor. Andy has one of those abyssal demons following him around, so I'm pretty certain he just owns this place. Here at the Grand Exchange, you'll find working conditions that are second to none, with employee comfort being one of our highest priorities.
Who thought it was a good idea to give our uniforms long sleeves? It's the middle of July, there's no roof on this place. I'm sweating my balls off out here.
Here at the Grand Exchange, we strive to make each and every day worthwhile for our valued staff.
Kids these days have no respect. I've been working here for 54 years, and I've never once heard a thank you from any one of these adventurers.
Here at the Grand Exchange, we pride ourselves on our calm and comfortable working environment.
I'm sorry, what was the question? I couldn't hear you. There's too many people screaming. They shout the same things all day long. It's like they're robots or something. Is nobody going to do anything about this?
Here at the Grand Exchange, employee health and well-being are among our top priorities.
Oh my god, she wanted all of it. She wanted all 600 million gold pieces. Do you know how much that weighs? I can't feel my legs.
So come on down to the Grand Exchange and submit your application to become one of Gillinor's happiest and healthiest employees. We look forward to serving you while you serve Gillinor, here at the Grand Exchange.
I hope you enjoyed that commercial because I know that I sure did. It's 5:30, folks. I am ready to not do anything on my Sunday. The Bears and the Packers are playing right now, and I have been informed that both teams cannot lose at the same time. So unfortunately, one of them is going to have to win. So I really hope it's the Bears, but
The
it's neither here
Bears.
nor there. Anyways, it's Patreon time, and we have 3 new wise old men this week. So on screen right now is the list of all our wise old men. We have 3 brand new ones. We have Andrewill, Dildo the Great, and then a name I'm gonna butcher the shit out of. Konijinte Apje. Ape? Apje. I have no idea how to say your name. But I would imagine if this is you, you know how to say it. So if you could message us and let us know, like, hey, how to say your name, because I may have just doxed you there, because I don't know if that's your last name or a screen name. If I'm being entirely honest, I apologize if that's insensitive. Please let us know how to pronounce it properly so we don't screw that up in the future.
Please message us.
We also have a new KBD, but we will get to that. So, shifting over to the King Black Dragon tier, our highest tier of supporter. Shout out to the other 3 tiers, Gnome Child, Party Pete, and Wise Old Man. But it's time to shout out the boys, the King Black Dragon boys. And kings they are, let me tell you. So, kicking us off, we have Broix70, Buckeyes, my dad. Hi, Dad. Damon S., Dickie Bird, Dylan L96, our newest member of the KBD tier, Elite Oreo Dunker, EXP Enjoyer, Gay Raccoon, Gumby, Legend Gary, Ron Garian, Lil Drakey, Mark, aka iSteam. Somebody says Mrs. Oxie M, and I have no idea.
What?
Huh? Who is this? I don't know who that is, because it says they've been on the Patreon since October 13th of 2022.
Hold on a second.
And for the life of me, I don't know who that is. So I'll have to go back and cross-reference. But somebody is Mrs. Oxie M. And in that case, how you doing? MT Birchfield, Oxy's ankle, you son of a bitch. I think that's a Logio. I think that's a Logio right there. Oxy's ankle. God, you guys suck.
That's funny.
Our third favorite supporter, Ralph, Rylithian, SatanBot666, Seth Shep, Skooman92, SOSD3, Spartan Fire, the Big G Jordy, the Crayola Cram, Toast No Toast, and Tuz Talk Coots. Thank most of you for your support. I'm watching you, Oxy's ankle. I'm watching you. Everyone else, thank you. I really do appreciate you guys. Really do appreciate you guys for the support on Patreon. Yeah, it just means the world to us. We like that you guys like the show enough that you're willing to contribute every month to just say that you like us, which is something you don't ever need to do, and something we appreciate you for because you choose to do it. If you want to choose to do that, head over to patreon.com/Xpwaste to subscribe as low as $1 a month. And Michael said last week, Oxy will look into it. Oxy didn't look into it for the free tier. Got to level with you? Oxy completely forgot. So yeah, subscribe for as low as $1 a month. Go and do that. Thank you to all our patrons. You guys are wonderful people. I do declare it is community question time, and I'm gonna shut the hell up this week.
No.
I mean, yeah, like I'll give input and I'll respond, but like community question was I think 40 minutes last week.
It was
really
long.
So
most of these are short answers, but you can interject when you feel like it.
Yeah, go
Just
ahead,
interject.
Michael. Take it.
All
over.
right.
Let's get it. I got a beer in this hand.
Wow.
And I'm just gonna be washing
Hell
away.
yeah.
Let's do
All right. Last week, guys, we asked you in relation to the first set of pets that we ranked. You said, "What is your favorite pets that we've ranked so far?" They didn't have to be in the S tier or any tier, rather. We just asked, "Hey, of the ones we did, what are your favorites?" Starting out on our Spotify replies, David says Pikachu belongs in the S tier. Well, David, I'm sorry to tell you, we already ranked him. But on your tier list, most certainly S tier content. It's so funny that it's called Pikachu. That's the first, like last time that we did this, you read off the dialogue and it said like squeaka squeaka.
Squeaka squeaka. Yeah, I had no
Yeah.
idea. I finally now get that reference, but yeah.
Next up, Caleb says, Penis Queen. So ugly, she be cute. That's... There's a fine line between so ugly it's cute and just ugly, and I think you've angered Oxie with that one.
It could be worse.
Sure.
Could be worse.
Definitely could be worse. Real Crazy says, the Tangle Root will always be S tier in my eyes. Too bad I didn't get it before I reached 99 farming. My thoughts exactly. I think we would have had a very different ranking session if I had actually received Tangle Root by now. And I will be honest with you. Since we did that rank list, I've done at least 4 or 5 seaweed runs. So like I may be back on the saddle. Looking for Tangle Root.
That would require you to log into your main account.
I need you to shut the hell up. There's this age-old thing where you don't criticize people for the things you want them to do. Your mom, you come down from your 12-hour gaming session and your mom goes, well, it's nice to see you come out of your room, turning right back around. You know? Wow, you gotta leave the GE for that.
That
Bitch,
is the pot calling the kettle if I have ever heard
I
it.
don't criticize you for any aspect of your GIM gains. I only offer encouragement. And if I have ever steered you wrong, or if I have ever said anything to defend you about your group Ironman, I apologize. We need to talk about it.
The most offensive thing you say to me about my group Ironman is, hey, log into your group Ironman.
You need to go see a therapist because that's insane.
I'll look in a mirror. I'll be good enough.
Okay. Moving on. Alex says, easily the pet rock. Don't hate on it. It's S tier content. Guys,
it does get a hat.
I really do need to see y'all's tier lists.
It's a hat.
Yo, here's one for that we haven't had on the community question. Seppi J. They say Vorky because it's my first and only pet. Spooned at 7 KC. Spirit Angler.
I feel like Seppi got it really easy.
7 KC. Spirit Angler, Quest Point Cape, and Vorky is top tier Fashionscape. I'll have to try that. I don't have Vorky.
Same but regular Hummuth.
Yeah, blue.
Trimmed Quest Cape and blue.
Blue?
Hummuth. That's a look.
Okay. Humble Owl says, my favorite pet so far is the Tangle Root pet. I love the transmogs it has on it. And it was my first ever pet. I got it at like 86 farming. Also, I'm trying to grind for the beaver pet because I think he's cute.
He's hella cute.
Lots of people are Tangle Root stands here so far. I mean, we are talking about the skilling category so far only. And had I seen this list before we ranked them, I would have agreed Tangle Root is S tier content. But we didn't do it. We were cowards. I was a coward.
I was just say, no, not we. Not we.
Darkomatic says the rock golem because it's the only pet I have. F, dude. I mean, if I got the rock golem on my group Ironman, he would never go in the bank ever because it's the only pet I would have so far. Moving on, Jumungo says Hydra is so dang cool, but I would absolutely love Vorky since I've done so much for Cath. Hydra is cool. I thought last week was like just skilling pets, but no, we did the Slayer pets.
I mean, Slayer is a skill.
Oh, it is.
We did the Slayer skilling pets.
We did Slayer and the miscellaneous
spicy skilling pets.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did the 3 money bosses and then the Slayer bosses as well.
Oh yeah, the money bosses.
It was a total snooze fest if we just did skilling and minigame pets.
Next up, Dinosaur says, so far it's got to be Hydra, 100% an S tier pet. After I finish my current TOA grind for that pet, Hydra is next on the menu for me. Lightning Face Hydra, best transmog.
Lightning Phase Hydra, huh?
Huh.
I'm a Flame Phase guy myself. Lightning Phase is good, but I'm a Flame Phase man.
You just like
what I absolutely hate about the Hydra pet, the worst part it is a different placeholder for every single transmog.
No.
So the Hunlith and the Jad and
That's
Sarachnis, when you transmog them, they all share the same spot in your bank. Hydra's a different placeholder and a different thing every time. It's
You need to get on. You need to
infuriating. It's definitely the worst part about having a Hydra
You need
pet.
to
That's why I keep it in red, because
100% need to rage.
that's the most first world problem bitch I think I've given all day.
It is.
It's the worst part about having a tier 95 Slayer pet is the mild inconvenience.
The
I have
4
to
bank
deal with.
slots
I
that
love
you
the
have to
Hydra
do.
pet.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't. I just keep the red one in my bank. I don't put the other ones in there.
Well, you should definitely go on a rant on Reddit and see if it changes, because that's ridiculous.
I'll consider it.
Next up, we have Moist Sean. They says, I have yet to get a pet, but I love the Tangaroo and the Rocky for the scaling pets. For the miscellaneous / other categories, I love Zolra and Vorkath. P.S. Heron makes sense as a fishing pet. Well, I was going to publish this reply, but I think I'll move on. I'm just kidding. You know, I have I don't know if you guys know that. You don't know this, so I'm telling you now. I have the option to either publish your reply or not. So if you're coming on here to rant and to give us feedback and tell us how you really feel about things, the community question is not the place to do it, because no one's going to see it. Just me.
Oh, do we have one of those this week? I love.
I
those
don't think so.
much. Oh darn!
Oxley says he loves them, but let that not encourage you, because it's a pointless shout into the wind. JYRK says, is that Jerk? Jerk says, Rocky for sure. It's the cutest thing ever, and I love raccoons. Rocky is pretty cute. Still B tier though. Or C tier? Did we put in C tier? Can't remember.
I wanted to put it in the A tier.
Oh.
I remember that. I think you wanted to. I think it's in the B tier because you wanted it to be in the C tier.
Gotcha.
Which is false, but
All right. Mockcat says, I have the rock column on another account, but I have Giant Squirrel from Agility Pyramid on my main, which is his UIM. I couldn't ask for a better pet. I want a quest where the player misunderstands MMO tropes. I think that was also the fun question answer. That would be kind of fun. Like, it's just like breaking the fourth wall the whole time. Let's see. Nate Dogg says, Zora Pet is my favorite. The only reason I had the motivation to move to the later mid-game to learn Zora was for the pet. 1175 KC, a mutagen, and only 3 uniques later. No luck. Still no pet, I guess. Sucks to be you, Nate. I'm so sorry. Swole says, I love that Penance Queen pet because BA fricks. And I always have a good time. It's always a good meme.
did he write BA Fricks?
No, he didn't, obviously.
Oh, thank
But
God.
he did censor himself. He said F asterisk CKS. So I'm only censoring what he censored. BA fricks and is always a good meme, and she's a big old girl. You got to read that in an Aussie accent, but I can't because my Aussie accent sucks. Moving on. David says Rocky is the best, specifically the red panda. Greatest Guardian is a real close second.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
I think we had that same argument last time, that Rocky is good in the red phase. I think
Red phase.
your love for red pets is just unmatched.
I do have a weird red pet only thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And finally, the last reply here on the Spotify replies. Torin says, personally, I've been chasing Noon for a long while, and she still eludes me. So, since she doesn't want me, I will pick the next best, which is Zarpus, if I spell that right. Zarp? Question mark? Even though I'm horrible at raids. The next best flying pet? I guess, yeah, I would agree.
I mean, just the next best pet, period. Noon's a great pet. Zarpus is a great pet. Good answer.
Good answers. All right. That is going to do it for our Spotify replies. Moving over to YouTube, where we asked you guys the same question. What is the favorite of the pets we've ranked so far? Let's see. Starting us out, Elagio says, it would have to be Vorky for me. Love that little blue dragon. Oh, so sweet. Sarah Dahlman says, 9,000 plus hours across 8 accounts. My first pet was a beaver at 31 KC woodcutting, 31 woodcutting from oaks, so naturally the beaver is my favorite. Side note, sucking the fruit out of an orange like some kind of fruit vampire is the best way to eat oranges. And no, I eat breakfast at 8 like a normal person, and I'm awake at 6. I think this was
Who was the answer to that
the
question?
one that...
No, who I forgot.
Sarah
who said it.
Dolman?
Was that Swole?
No, this was Sarah Dolman.
Yeah, I think this was the guy who was he the burger or was he the pizza? He was one of the two.
Maybe.
I don't remember. I listened to the
There's-
community question from last week because I
there's
enjoyed it, but I know
timestamps.
he was like a lunch. He was a lunch food.
Yeah, maybe.
He was a lunch food guy. But I remember you. And yeah, you know what? If you want to eat that at 8 o'clock in the morning when you first wake up, more power to you, King. You want to know why? Because you know the right way to eat an orange. So you can have whatever you want in the morning, and I'm happy with it.
Swole did agree with you, and he was swiftly banned from the Discord.
Just Michael one take.
Bye. No, I'm just kidding. Swole, you're great.
Shut him.
K Crunk says Tiny Tempor because Lucy can't get it. Who's Lucy? Why can't she get it? Tiny Temper because Lucy can't get it. That's what they said. Huh. Well, moving on to Jordy. Jordy says hasn't been ranked yet, but I have to go with Rocky for sailing and Hell Puppy for Slayer bosses. But my favorite pet is Cree.
Did you say Rocky for sailing?
Skilling. Did I say sailing?
You said sailing.
Uh-oh. Rocky for skilling. Hey, Jordy, we have the opportunity, buddy. You can answer the question again, and we'll definitely read it again. So just throw us a bone next time. This time. I don't know. Neatsy says Rocky for skilling, first pet, Muffin for the boss. Duke surpassed it, but he's not ranked yet, so I can't tell you. And finally, our last one. Yes. And finally, on our YouTube replies, Jake says Bloodhound. Because like Michael, I got it spooned. Got it at 24 KC. I get so many compliments on it. And of course, the classic GZ, but frick you. I get those too. All right, folks, that's going to do it for the community question this week. Thank you so much to everybody who did answer. If you would like to answer this week's question, it's going to be very similar to last week.
It will be, what are your
Wow.
thoughts on stomping pets?
He's just going to
What are your
hijack
thoughts
my whole section.
You're damn right.
I don't say
am.
anything
What are
during
your
Achievement of the Week,
thoughts
and
on
he just interrupts
stomping
me.
pets? No, because I said it earlier. You can rewind the tape, maybe. I said I already know what the community questions are going to be, right? Go ahead. Tell us your favorite pet. That's fine. Cool. I'm glad you guys have a favorite pet. What I want, nay, need to know, how do you feel about stomping pets? How do you feel?
Fine.
How do you feel?
This
Tell me.
week's community question
If you
will
say,
be,
I don't play with game sounds on, coward.
how do you feel
How do you
about
feel about
stomping
stomping
pets? You can answer this week's question in the community question section on Spotify, or maybe I might forget how to pin comments. The pinned comment of this YouTube video.
I didn't.
Ah.
You made it a point to show me how to pin them
All right.
while we schedule them
Stomps
for a
McGee.
premiere. So
Let's get on with it. I'm going to throw it over my stomping co-host over on the stomping weeks of achievement to stomp his way through it.
wow, you had something going. You had me, then you lost me. It is Achievement of the Week time, folks. We got some cool stuff this week, so we're gonna kick things off with skilling. A lot of 99s this week. You guys went kind of crazy with the 99s. So, initiating the skilling portion, we have Gowerly achieved 99 herb lore, Nuff Num achieved 99 crafting, Rust of Fury achieved 99 herb lore, Sir Braxter, I feel like I've said that name before and I like it. It's got a nice ring to it. Sir Braxter achieved 99 crafting, or Sir Braxtor. I don't know. Either way, I like it. Toaster Bath achieved 99 prayer. Sparry achieved 99 fletching and 99 prayer. Mech NG achieved 99 crafting. Shinkiro achieved 99 defense. My boy Nate Dog achieved 99 range. Torin achieved 99 defense. Humble Owl achieved 99 mage. Casual Spider achieved 99 crafting. I lost my position there for a second. Purpleless Walker achieved 99 range. Got Clues achieved 99 prayer. Hunchy also achieved 99 prayer, thus inspiring Got Clues to get it. G. Downland achieved 99 cooking, and Dickie Bird achieved 99 thieving. We have some total level achievements this week. Jake, aka Captain Jake Sparrow, Mole Man Jake, achieved 2K total level. Baxley achieved 2100 total level. And NG, coming in again in the skilling category, achieved 2200 total level. Congratulations to all of our
New
skillers
worlds
out there. You guys are killing it. Yeah, new worlds. Honestly, the 2K and the 2200, those are new worlds. It's beautiful. Shifting down to the combat this week, we're just going to go in order, baby. We're just going to go in order. We do have some first fire capes. Sheffy achieved his first fire cape on his pure and legendary. It corrected to legendary. I think that really threw me off. Legend Gary achieved his first fire cape on his Iron Man, and G. Downland with the double and Billy H this week both achieved their first fire capes. Period. We have some more first this week. All Zulra, Torin, Jack Monero, a name we've not heard in a long time, Sir Braxtor, and Boston Sport all killed Zulra for the first time this week. Love that. Love a good first Zulra kill. We have one combat achievement completion. Santher5150, I believe, completed the medium combat achievements. So now you got no more Paradrenic Barrows and just some fun little extra perks. As far as kits are concerned, both Ketonium and Toilet GG both got their Missouri crafting kit in the same raid. They did the 350 together and both got the kit from it. And as always, the big thing that caps off the combat achievements of the week, our friends Mech NG with the double and Ray both achieved their first Infernal Capes this week. It was super cool to watch. Love a good first Infernal Cape. As y'all know at this point, it does, it's important to me. I love a good first Infernal Cape. So congratulations to you guys. You're free. You can finally enjoy the rest of the game without ever having that kind of pressure again. Moving into our final category, the miscellaneous category, we do have one quest cape this week. Finally, the return of the quest capes. Bill Nye, the FBI guy, completed his quest cape. I don't remember what quest he finished it on, but he did finish his quest cape this week. We have 2 diary capes. Remember last week we mentioned how Butter 6000 and Fire X finished their diaries? Yeah. Turns out that was the last diary they needed. So they both achieved their diary cape. Like they got the diary cape done.
Nice.
Which is pretty cool. So the diary cape is done, and they celebrated by both getting a pet in the exact same go. Evil Aunt Olive got his music cape this week and celebrated, I think, with the rest of his GIM teammates. And finally, one we don't see very often at all, a rarity here in Achievement of the Week, Mima has achieved his Champion's Cape.
Oh, nice.
He finished the grind and he got his Champion's Cape this week. Tons and tons of kills, probably over 100,000 monsters killed, would be my guess, to get all the scrolls, but he got them all. And he's got the Champion's Cape.
Well done.
He's maxed. He's got a Champion's Cape, and there's just one thing left for you to do, Mima. There's just one thing left for you to do, and I think it's about time. I think it's about time you head on in there, because you'll say collection log, but it's in the collection
I really
log.
need them to add the Champion's Max Cape. Like, quit being cowards and do it.
It could look cool. Champion's Max Cape could look cool.
Yeah.
I don't know what you would do with the Lions, but it could look really cool. In any case, Mima, I'm very proud of you, but you know what task lies at hand. And I'm very proud of the rest of you as well, because you've all achieved some stuff that's awesome. Whether you got shouted out or not, I'm very happy with you guys. We're spiraling here. In any case, if you do something awesome and you want to post about it, head over to discord.gg/OSRSTNL. Post about it in our levels and achievements chat. Show us what you have done this week that is cool. We got stuff in there all the time. Doesn't have to be a 99. Doesn't have to be any wild and crazy achievement. Anything you feel is an achievement is worth putting in levels and achievements. There's literally nothing too small to belong in there. Last night, I put a picture of 80 Hydra bones on the floor and said, new Hydra kill PB. Like, it's not any achievement that you think is cool belongs in levels and achievements. So with that, we are going to push for the end of this episode, folks.
Hell yeah.
We are going to ask Michael whether or not he has a fun question for us. The recording track is currently sitting at 4 hours and 9 minutes, though I don't know if it's going to be another 4-hour episode for you guys. We'll see how the fun question goes. So,
Maybe.
Michael, my friend, do you have a fun question for
I have a
us?
question for you. When did the fun?
Oh, just for me?
Yeah. When did the fun question become my responsibility? I know it's you ask. The bit is like, hey, Michael,
a shitty fun
where is-
question. You know, it's not just your responsibility. It just flows very
That's
nicely
true.
to bounce back.
I guess
to you. You know,
whenever
it's-
whenever you're doing your thing, I can just be reading and finding a fun question. So I guess it is my thing. Anyway, I do have a fun question, and it comes straight to you from the fun question section on our Discord. The one and only Dinosaur, aka Fun Question Haver Giver, asked, in relation to last week's episode with main title content, you have to sacrifice one of your pets that you currently own. In exchange, you get to pick any other pet you want, including transmogs. The caveat being that the sacrificed pet now has a drop rate that is 3 times rarer than before. Which pet do you choose, and which pet do you give up? You can't choose the Chompy because that's too easy. Love the show. That is a great
Love you
question.
too, Dinosaur.
Thank you, Dinosaur, for that wonderful question. And I already have an answer for you. 100 million thousand quadrillion 100 million% the Chimekin's Guardian. That's literally, after the Bloodhound, that is the only pet I want. And I am 100 million thousand quadrillion million 100 times sure that I'm giving up the Abyssal Guardian. That little guy can just suck on all the lemons in hell because he's not coming back on my account. There's no shot I'm keeping the Abyssal Guardian over Chimekin's Guardian. One Guardian for the other. Get him out of here.
See, my favorite part of this question is, even if the drop rate is like tripled or like really hard to get, you still could, in the words of Michael, just get it on the first KC back. That would be funny as hell. It'd be like that big mouth bit, just like that. Lola's gone. Next pull after, wrong. Lola's right here, you fucking Brussels sprout. The Abyssal Guardians are right back in your bag. God, that'd be great.
That would be
That'd
funny.
be hysterical.
Well, it'd be a win-win because I like pets and it's a pet. But yeah, one Guardian for the next. That would be me, 100%. I can't really think of any other pet that I would like more that I could just give up the Guardian for. Maybe like with the transmogs. I don't know. Maybe I'll go classic and say I'll give up the Abyssal Guardian for Tangleroot, just so I don't have to do another farm run. Because on my main account, I'm like nearly 24 million XP. That is quite a lot. I just don't want to do any more farming. I did a seaweed run just now, just for the fun of it, and I was really hoping to get the.
What about the fruit tree run?
This takes like at least 10 minutes to do a full run, and I can't do that while I'm recording because I have to focus on my amethyst mining. Anyway, Guardian for Guardian. That's what I'm saying it right now, 100%. What about you, Oxie? What pet are you giving up, and what pet do you want?
What pet am I giving up? The easy answer is Chaos Elemental, but I don't think I want to give up Chaos Elemental. Just because, like, obviously I'd throw Chaos Elemental in the bin. Come on now. Like, it's Chaos Elemental. TMD's out there frothing right now because I think that's still his only pet on his main account. But I'm not going to throw away Chaos Elemental. I'm going to make it a little bit more spicy. I'm going to make it a little bit more challenging.
Okay.
I'm probably going to get rid of... I should piss TMD off and say Kraken. No, but I think I'm going to get rid of my Abyssal Orphan.
Oh.
I think I'm getting rid of the Abyssal Orphan. Because while I don't love grinding Sire, the unsired drops feel kind of empty now because I got it so lucky that whenever I do get an unsired drop, the few times that's been since getting the pet, I don't really care what I get. Unless it's like a specific item I need from Bingo.
Wow.
I don't really care
Yeah.
about the unsireds. Because, like, yeah, I might make a third of a bludgeon to get a little bit of money, or I'll just get pissed off that I got a whip or a dagger. So,
Hey,
you know,
whip.
for me, I think...
Hey, a whip.
Oh, yeah, hey, a whip. I just think, like, let's bring some life back to the unsired drops. The pet I would get, this one's really hard, because... I don't want to, like...
You don't want to just say
I've
Tom.
found that getting... I don't want to. I found like getting pets makes me a lot less motivated to do that particular piece of content. So for me, if I'm gonna get any pet in the game, like any of them, it's a big tie between. Oh, let me pull up all pets. I've got one in mind, but I think there might be another one here. All pets. Oh, it's a tie between Rocky and the Chin pet.
Really? Wow.
Not Rocky the Rock Golem. The Rock Golem and the Chin pet.
You could have any pet. You could have the Bloodhound on your account. Never have to do another Master Clue. And you're picking.
I like Master Clues.
Listen, dude, it doesn't mean that you can't do the content. Just because you're a little less motivated. Are you doing Master Clues right now for the pet chance or for the third aid chance?
I'm doing Master Clues right now to get to 100 Master Clues so I can get the thing.
Right.
The bag, whatever it is.
The Rock Golem or the Chin pet?
Dude, if you
are
me
such a
the Chin
PVMer.
Champa pet, or you gave me the Rock Golem pet, and you told me, listen, brother, I know you sacrificed your Abyssal Orphan, and that must have been really hard. We're going to reward you. You never have to catch another Chin Champa ever again.
You don't have to, though. Do you really want... Okay, you're looking at this all wrong. Do you want the Chin pet on your account? Would it make a big... Would it be a menagerie
maybe
pet?
Maybe one day I want to go for
Would it be
all
a menagerie
pets.
pet?
Maybe one day
don't
I
look
want to
at it like
max
that.
and go
This is
for
just
all
like...
pets.
Everybody's going to say, oh, maybe I'll go for all pets one day. Like, would it be a forever menagerie pet if you got the Chin or the Rock Golem? Like, tell me your bank pet dreams, dude.
My bank pet dreams are stuff that I want to achieve on my own.
This is you achieving.
I have a really hard time being like,
stop.
you know what? I want to get sanguine dust for free. That doesn't sound fun.
This is the fun question, my guy. Dream big and stop putting stipulations on it. What pet do you want?
Don't do that. Getting one tick handed things to me is not something I've ever enjoyed. And to me, that's
answer
not
the fun question.
You know what is fun?
Having a one tick chin pet, so you never have to get you in their chin.
Oh,
you ridiculous.
God. Getting 99 mining and then comfortably knowing like you quite literally never have to try.
All right, Mr. Boring. End the episode. That was such a boring answer.
My God, that's
such
beautiful. People out there will certainly
There's no
agree.
shot.
But if you got the opportunity to never have to do
so
piece of
boring
content again.
So you're going to give up a really cool pet so you can have a menagerie pet. The Abyssal Orphan is sick.
Yeah. I'm gonna break your heart when I tell you where my Abyssal Orphan is.
It's in the menagerie, I know, but like, if you sat me down and said, Michael, here's 3 pets: the Chin pet, the Rock Golem, and the Abyssal Orphan. Of course, I'm going at the Orphan. You're ridiculous. I can't talk to you anymore. End the episode.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Don't do that to me. Just because you have collectively 40 boss KC in your 8,000 hours in your main account and you prefer skilling, doesn't mean everybody does.
I just wanted you to answer this without any sort of I want to know what your all-time... If you could trade a pet for any pet in the game. Any pet.
I would be so happy to get the Rock Golem and literally never have to do
But you still have 6,500,000 mining XP. Like, if they asked you right now, you would probably if you want to max one day, you're still gonna have to do some mining. I don't know, dude. Like, you can still do Tob. Like, there's still so much on the. If you really want Berserk and all its transmogs for free, you still have so much on the collection log, and there's so much more Tob to do.
Still, I just think it's fun.
Okay.
I think it would be in the fair share of pets that I've gotten. It is so much more fun for me to see you have a funny feeling like you. Oh my God! Wrapping up the episode.
Holy smokes!
Putting us in the bin, ending the episode live on the show. We were going to talk about Fall Bingo, but with an interruption, Shadowblade has received his Infernal Cape right here at the end of the episode.
Shadow.
We're 4 hours and 20 minutes in, and Shadowblade, one of our officers, has finally received his Infernal Cape. Holy shit.
That's bigger.
What a guy.
That's amazing.
What a guy. Oh my God, he's in our AOT VC right now. Oh my God, he's gone and done it.
Fear is helping him.
He's achieved his Infernal Cape. Very proud of you, Shadow.
That's amazing.
That is, I gotta send some sort of message.
Oh
there.
yeah. Hell yeah.
But as I was saying, we do have a little bit of something for you guys, right? Once again, if you made it this far, last week we told you Fall Bingo was coming. We know the dates now. So Fall Bingo will officially be running from October 14th all the way through to October 22nd. Those will be the 2 days that that Fall Bingo is going to be a thing. So mark your calendars, take the days off early if you want to. October 14th through October 22nd.
Hell yeah.
That's a Saturday to a Sunday. It's I think an 8-day bingo. Those are the dates. Signups are going to go out here in a couple of weeks. Captain signups will be out a few days after this episode is over. And you guys will be able to do all that and enjoy bingo here very soon. Yeah. So that wraps up the episode.
There we go.
Glad we ended on a less aggressive Michael note there. But yeah, there it is. That's it, folks. Like I said, this is gonna be a long one. Gonna be a long episode.
Strap in.
Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, if you guys made it this far, you guys are kings. I think that does it. Like I said, every link you'll need is in the description down below. I'm gonna stop babbling and I'm gonna end the episode. Because I'm tired.
Send us your tier lists.
I'm tired.
Xpwaste chat on
send
Discord.
us your tier list. Post them in the thing. We will see you guys next week. Bye everyone.